Yeah.
Crodell just hit an ill 3. And
Shout out to the Facebook fam.
Try to get Crodell in the picture.
Hey, yo. Yeah, we're going to start this intro quick because we already got into it.
Yeah, we into it. I'm already broke a sweat.
Yo, we live again. Critical Thoughts, episode 18. Adam Neal, Rilla Crow. We in the finals.
Oh, from half court.
We're going to start this off by the end of the first. Boston 28, Golden State 32. But before we get into it, shout out to the YouTube family. Like, subscribe, comment, share this goddamn video and the podcast. We on episode 18, so you know we going up.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Facebook family, everybody watching that's watching us live. We fucks with y'all. Shout out to y'all. But we back, baby. Rilla Crow, Adam Neal. We in the building, man. I'm here with my favorite white boy running things, man. We watching the NBA. We getting right with the NHL. Come on, man. Talk to us. Hockey's lit. There's 4 teams. We in the finals. Come on. And the Rangers is going crazy. Shout out to New York.
Shout out
we
to
in the
Rangers.
building. Yo, man, shout out to New York, man. Stop playing with New York, man. Stop playing with us. Shout out to New York. We in the building.
You're on your Rilla Flex.
Yeah, that's a big.
Right
hold
now.
on, yeah. Look, I'm gonna let you get off because you get off all the time. Shout out. Look, I don't even watch this, but shout out to the Yankees and the Mets, man. We going crazy too. New York is running it right now, man.
Shout out
Talk
to
to
the
us.
Yankees and the Mets, the 2 best records in baseball. The Mets just swept the Nationals,
Going
but they just
crazy.
beat the crap out of them. And the Mets right now are without their 2 stud ace pitchers,
Talk to him.
and they're still cracking it. The Mets.
Now
are
we gonna
really,
get into it.
The Mets are really surprising me. They're doing their thing. I think Buck Showalter, man, great manager, great first year. Buck Showalter, man. Buck Showalter wins baseball games, man. He's that dude. That was a great pickup by the Mets.
Right.
The Yankees seem like they kept the guys from the trades last year, and the Yankees. I got to give the Yankees credit. They've been developing pitching, which they didn't do for a long time. But they've been, instead of going and getting everyone else's pitchers and spending like $30 million a year on these guys, like they've just been developing guys. Like the bullpen, they've got a lot of guys they developed that are really good. They got this dude Cortez.
Yeah,
He's just out of nowhere. Like he looks like he's a guy. Like he was like a I don't know, I don't know what to call him, but he just looks like a regular guy that you'd see. Like he doesn't look.
he looks like an average Joe.
Yeah, super average Joe. But he just works quick, throws strikes. He's good.
Yeah.
You know, they got what's his name back? I forget that other pitcher they had who's been hurt. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Bad, yeah, I had to
Anyways,
check
Severino.
YouTube's going on live.
Severino and a couple of dudes, so they're doing good. You know, Aaron Judge is having a big year. Stanton's been hitting the ball really well. The Yankees' big boppers have been big bopping, and that's why they're doing what they're doing. You know?
Shout out to the boys, man. Shout out to my
and
boys.
let's not even forget that we got the Rangers, right? Yankees, Mets, but we also had the Giants and Jets had big drafts. Both teams, Giants and Jets, had 2 first-round picks. So the Jets had 2 second-round picks. They had a whole bunch of nice draft picks, both teams. Really loaded up on young talent. You know? Jets and Giants both had 2 picks in the top 10 of the first round. That's big. When does that happen? Never. So New York sports is making a little comeback right now. Loving it. We'll see maybe and then you hit me up today with some Kyrie Irving for Paul George rumors. Listen, I'm down with that.
These some shit that I've seen like
I'm
that
down.
they're posting.
I'm down. I'll always take a taller, longer guy for a shorter guy. If the talent is kind of the same,
True.
give me the taller guy. That's what I way I look at it. So I'll take Paul George for Kyrie. Plus, and so you can have a really tall team. Like you can have like Ben at the point, Paul at the 2, whoever. You could put whoever at the 3. Throw Seth Curry or Bruce Brown or whoever out there with Durant and Claxton. Like you could have a super like long, tall team. Yeah, that's a crazy. Yeah, I like that. You can even put Cam Thomas, any normal 3 guy at the 3 with Ben, Paul, KD, and Claxton.
Yeah,
I'm doing that. Even if I got to give
Blake some time.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to re-sign Blake or Drummond, but they'll have Claxton and I don't know. The Nets will figure something out. Their GM's pretty good, but I just like the idea of a Ben, Paul George, Durant, Claxton, and somebody else lineup where you got because you're not gonna have a slow. You don't just put some tall, slow guys out there. Like Ben Simmons is a 6'10" point guard who can move. Paul George is an athletic 6'8", 6'9" shooting guard. Like they'll be super long, super athletic, tough to deal with that kind of lineup where everyone's like 6'8" or 6'9" or better and athletic. Like, what do you do with that? You can't even, the other team can't even have like a 6'1" guy out there. They'll just get posted up and like they'll get barbecue chickened, basically.
Barbecue chicken.
As Shaq would say, they get barbecue chickened out there. You know, Draymond Green actually just barbecue chicken Dice real quick. Ooh. Golden State's up 6. Ooh. With Boston got the ball.
Hey man, this is a good finals, man. I'm happy to see it.
Daniel Theis and Robert Williams have been underperforming for Boston. They're trying to find who can give them some minutes at the 5 besides Horford, because they're going to need one of these guys to start playing well, getting offensive rebounds and doing stuff.
Right.
You know, neither one of them have been doing much. Derek White for 3. There goes my guy, Derek White, bro. He's going to have a big finals for them, man. He's ready. I like this guy when he was on San Antonio. I remember because they played my Nuggets in the first round a couple years ago, and he was a rookie, and he was giving the Nuggets problems in that series. I'm like, yo, this dude, Derek White, is pretty good, man. He can play. Oh, Iguodala. Oh, is it Andre Iguodala sighting out here? Pull-up jumper, and he hits it. What?
Finals ready. You know that man got some. Come on, man.
Iggy's back.
We was talking about that the other day, that you needed those guys.
Yeah, Peyton.
You needed those guys. You needed your Haslams. You needed your people that know the energy of the
team,
of the finals and the team. Yeah. These are people that's been through it when it was bad and when it was good. When we was winning the championship, when we was struggling, when Curry wasn't Curry, when they finally found Clay and Curry. Good rebound.
Good defense, though, by Theis. That's the defense they need from Theis to make them miss shots. I like this kid Peyton Pritchard out there for Boston, too. He could play. Tatum guarded by and Otto Porter's back for the Warriors, too. The Warriors are fully loaded now. They got Iguodala, Otto Porter, and I think Gary Payton's going to come back soon. And Theis just hits a 3. If they could get this kind of play from Theis, he actually is a key guy on Boston. When he's playing well, guarding the rim, hitting a 3 or so, rebounding, they're a much, much better team. Because he can defend well, this guy, Theis.
Good floater by Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole can play.
Great floater.
Jordan Poole makes that perimeter attack for Golden State like a real monster attack.
Yeah, facts.
Because he's kind of like, he has actually more handle and can do more off the bounce than Clay. Poole, you know? So he gives them a new dimension and he takes a lot of pressure off Steph.
Yeah.
You know? Steph don't have to be the creator on the perimeter for them.
Yeah, he has 2 Clays now.
Yeah, because Clay is not so much of a creator.
Yeah. No, he's not that. But saying, look, I just mentioned it, but Otto Porter Jr.
Otto Porter just hit a 3.
Otto Porter. See, these are guys like saying, you know, I forgot who. I think it was Stephen A. Smith that said this. Like now, like he has like this thing that he thinks that the Warriors is gonna be great for the next 6 years.
So do I. I think the Warriors are gonna make a hit.
And I can vouch with my man Adam saying that those dudes is gonna be good money. Because he's one of the first people to actually say something like this.
Stephen A. Smith.
That's a fact. But one thing that Stephen A. Smith said it that like made me really look at it like, damn, this could really be a thing. It was like the difference between the Warriors that you see maybe now that people starting to understand slowly is that the Warriors are deep now.
Yeah, they're very deep.
It's not just a Draymond Green, Curry, and Clay thing.
No.
Now you got Jordan Poole.
Yeah, that's a big.
You got JP Jr.
GP Jr., yeah.
GP,
who's a free agent, I think, though. Yeah. We'll see what happens with that.
Jordan Poole. You got people like Otto Porter.
Yeah. You got Bielitsa can play. Wiggins.
You got the rookie, what's his name? Kuminga.
And Jonathan Wiseman.
Yeah, Wiseman. That's what I really was talking about. Wiseman, but Kuminga, that's another great point.
They drafted Moses Moody in the first round.
There's some big-ass white boy that was shooting threes. Like I don't even know his names.
Bielitsa.
Bro, them niggas, but to his point, shout out to them and all that. Like they're deep, bro. They're deep.
They're very deep.
Now it's like you got Curry and Clay and Draymond with some real arsenal behind them.
Yeah, they got guys. They got guys. I
Before,
got a guy. You got a guy. They got guys.
Even with KD, like, to be realistic, like, yeah, they were great. You know what I'm saying? But there was times that they really had to over push because they didn't have those people to back them up.
They really had
like
KD
and
Livingston and Iguodala, and that was basically
great point. Livingston and Iguodala.
Yeah.
Now it's to the point Curry could kind of take that back seat a little bit, not completely, but somebody like Clay can definitely do it because he has Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Go with Otto Porter.
Draymond could do it because he got Looney right there ready to back him up. I'm not saying he's just as good, but just for him to take that 5-minute rest or that 3-minute rest for him to come back and do his thing, he has that. He has people that you could rest and you could bring in, which is very important for a team to keep excelling as champions.
Sorry to cut you off, but you know what the key thing is that Draymond, Steph, and Clay are very unselfish. They have no problem with other guys. There's room with those three guys. There's room for other people to look good, to do their thing. Like,
especially Draymond.
Yeah, look, Jordan Poole, they got the 3-man core. Jordan Poole comes in and he could just he can max out. There's no cap. Okay, you're only a role player. You can only do this. No, Jordan Poole shoots threes, shoots off the dribble, drives to the basket, does whatever he wants, passes here and there. There's room for him to do whatever.
And another thing, like, you continue right after this, but you may not like this, but I have to say, shout out to that boy Steve Kerr because
he's a good basketball player.
You can tell by the plays that they run that they're putting Jordan Poole and other players are part of those plays.
Yeah, listen.
They're making plays for these players. So that makes it even better, like the continuity in the locker room and just the chemistry and how they gel. With shit like that alone, you got players like Jordan Poole, like, yo, they want me here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they're making things happen.
I can do my thing.
And then the whole team looks better like that.
A lot of teams put a young player in a box where, okay, you're going to do this as a young player. You're just going to rebound. You know what I mean? And maybe you block some shot, maybe a couple of rim runs here. Like, but they're letting a guy like Jordan Poole just be whoever. Like, you can shoot, he could take, there's no cat. Like, he could just they don't tell him to play a specific role. They let him play his whole game. You know what I mean? And like, that's the key because Steph, because with some superstars, you can only be a role player around them. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to do all of this stuff. Steph, Clay, and Dre, you can be you because Steph can play different ways. Steph can play with the ball. He can come off the ball. He could just come off screens. Clay could just come around screens and just be, moving and shaking on the weak side. Draymond really just wants to pass. He'll score if he has to, but he don't really want to even score. And he knows how to get rid of the ball early, too. Draymond don't hold the ball. He gets the ball, makes the move, runs the play, makes a move, makes his pass.
The thing about Draymond is he's IQ first.
Yeah, and he understands.
You might think he's defense first, but nah, he's IQ. He's literally, this is what makes people like Draymond so great. He's literally the guy on your team that's only playing to make the team better.
Yeah.
Literally.
He has no care about his stats at the end of a game.
He doesn't, like, he could score 0 and be the happiest man on the team.
And he makes passes, well, not to just get assists, but to run the offense. So he's not just passing for an assist. He's passing just to make the play run well and at its best. Like, he understands. That's because these guys that the Golden State has played good college basketball for big-time coaches. They're not these, like, one-and-dones and, like, they really...
Where Draymond came from again?
Michigan State. He played for Tom Izzo. Hold on, I got somebody downstairs. I got to go do some real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, man, but... by the way, on the Facebook chat, on YouTube, because we in game 1, so on YouTube, let us know who y'all got. Boston or the Warriors. Crowdell going crazy out there, man. But yeah, we live on Critical Thoughts, by the way. Hold on, what we got going on? Shout out to y'all on the Facebook. But what I was gonna say, let us know who y'all got. We can do some bets. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all got, man? Y'all got Draymond Green with Clay and Crowdell out there. Or y'all got Boston with Jaylen Brown, Rilla Tatum out there going crazy. Marcus Smart. You know? As good as exciting. Both teams are playing. Right now, the score, just in case, I ain't here with the play-by-play. Boston 39, Golden State 47. Second quarter, 7 minutes ago. Boston is playing well. It's not like they're losing because they're not playing well. They're playing well. It's just Golden State got that chemistry going right now. They got a lot of their bench players scoring a lot. Clay's having a great game. He just dropped a 3, assist by Jordan Poole. You know? So it's not like Curry's out there going crazy. Like they got, like everybody's got their hand on the ball. And they're making a point right now. They're in the finals. Clay got 8 points, surprisingly, but he playing. Great pass by Jason Tatum. Yes, sir. Yeah, y'all. So, by the way, I have my boy back. Let's talk about this. The other day, Javante, what you got there? Applewood smoke, ham steak.
That's some fat.
Man, that shit is fire. If you put that shit on a goddamn pan.
I don't even feel like it. I'll eat it like
Nah, just share it.
What do you mean? On the
Sear, yeah.
I mean, I
Just
could.
to get that, just to get that sear on it, man.
Do I need it? All right.
I'm telling you, boy.
I know. Listen, I know it's better like that.
Yeah, you gotta treat that joint like Wagyu.
This is like, you would think this is like spam, but this is like some good shit. Want some? Look at that. Apple with ham steak.
Back now.
I'm raw dog. I wonder if the Yankees and Angels are playing. Oh, they are. I've been wanting to watch. I think Ohtani pitched today for the Angels in the opening game, and I think he was getting hit. Ohtani's that Japanese player who pitches and hits. He's a pitcher and a hitter. He's the first really guy to do that since Babe Ruth. Really. Also on the podcast, Young Shoy. Oh, he wants some of this.
Oh, this is crazy.
Why?
He's just wild.
He's wild, right?
We live wilding.
Yeah, little handsome, you know.
I know how this go.
Post up.
Stop playing.
No.
It's critical thoughts, man.
Joey Gallo.
Yo, Javante Davis.
Listen, I wasn't that impressed with his performance. That was a nice punch.
Me neither.
That was a really nice punch that he caught him with. But like Rolly's not like, if you watch Rolly before, he's not refined as a fighter. He's got clumsy feet. He's new in boxing. And Rolly had him backing the fuck up. Tank was backing up in that fight. And Rolly was winning rounds. Javante just caught him.
I ain't gonna lie, till the 6, I feel like Rolly had more rounds on him.
Yeah. I think I had it 3-2 Rolly. And look at this little guy. There's a little handsome on the scene. What's up, baby? He's a good boy. Come on. Go on. Go down. Come on, baby.
Shout out to Pierre Valley.
Shout out to Lil Handsome.
Shout out to my boy Hennessy, but shout out to Pierre Valley. Yeah, we feeding cats. This is Critical Thoughts. Please like and subscribe and comment on the channel.
It's Lil Handsome.
Come on now.
He's a good boy.
Hey, let's go back to the game.
All right, Lil Handsome. Yankees got bases loaded. I just want to see this real quick.
Okay.
They got 2 outs, and Rizzo's up. Rizzo's batting 8th. Is he in a slump or something? Yo?
Who's this
Any
pitcher
Yankee
right here?
fans
Who's this
out there?
pitcher right here?
I don't know. Bradley?
This nigga's beard is elite.
Yeah. You seen his earring?
Shout out to the beard gang out there.
Rizzo up, bases loaded, 2 outs.
Ooh.
Strike. Yankees pinstripes are just classic, bro.
Yeah. Those are certain things you can't get rid of when it comes to uniform. That's like the same. Like that's like the same thing with like the Knicks. I've always wanted the Knicks. Like till this year when Kiff, shout out to Rodney Fake, when they let him design the city jerseys and they finally got the because I've always wanted them to have a black jersey but a real good one. The ones from last year was cool. They were all right, but the ones for this year, them shits is hard. Like the black city jersey is cool.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hey, man, shout out to my Knicks. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Facebook Live also. Going up. Who on here, man?
Handsome wants a little camera.
Who on here? Pass me the phone, man. Let me see who on here. Let me talk to the people.
Oh, base hit Rizzo. Base hit
for
Rizzo. 2 runs are going to score, and the Yankees take a 2-1 lead. You just missed the hot Knicks real quick.
Who's on?
Tommy's on there?
Tommy's on there.
Big Tommy out there, my ref. Yo, Tommy, talk to these cats about how I used to get down in football. Tommy used to ref my games in the USL League. Tommy, I think Tommy knew.
Let's talk about it.
That I probably was the best quarterback
Brian Berry
in that league. And Tommy is like a legend to me because like he's like the ultimate ref.
Yeah.
Of that league, like
shout out to Mike.
And that league is like it was like church on Sundays. That was like the best thing going in life for a while. Playing football in that league, competitive, fun, everything was that league was everything, man. Yes, big shout out to Tommy Walters, man.
Shout out to
top
y'all.
level ref, good dude.
Shout out to y'all.
It's my guy, T-Dub. We miss those days, man. I was thinking about that shit today, Tommy. Those football games, bro. We used to play in a serious 8-on-8 league. 8-man, 3-man line, refs. Teams from all over the city would come to Brooklyn. We had teams from Staten Island, teams from the Bronx, teams from Queens, Brooklyn, everywhere. Manhattan. It was serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to hook it from there? All right, yeah, it's cool.
I'm seeing the comments and all.
We're just talking.
Yeah, we live.
All right,
back to the.
All right, Yankees up 2-1.
Yeah.
That was a 2-run single for Rizzo, and we're gonna go back to the basketball real quick.
Yes, sir.
Lil Handsome is being handsome right now. Wait, I'm messing up. Spazzing with the mic, spazzing with the remote, as usual. Okay, here we go. Boston Celtics. Is that Anthony?
Yeah, I just heard something.
Celtics, here we go. We back. Celtics on a 10-0 run. Draymond I love Draymond. He loves that fake dribble handoff.
Yeah.
Draymond does the whole fake dribble handoff and then just snipes through the defense. Big Looney with a big offensive rebound putback. And Golden State's up 2. Like I thought it would be. The experience thing is not anything right now here. First finals appearance for the Celtics for these guys. And they're right down 2 in Golden State. Boston is ready for this moment, man. They're a good team, basketball team. And the thing with them is they've got guys that have been playing together for a while. The core of Smart, Horford, Brown, and Tatum has been there together for like the last 5 years. So they're in sync as a unit.
Right.
Sorry about that. Hey. They're in sync as a unit, so this is second nature for them to be playing in any basketball game. But I love how Golden State, when you watch Golden State, nobody runs the kind of offense they do. And a lot of it's really just because Steph can just do so many things. Like, there's nobody in the league, really, that's as good with the ball and without the ball, which to me is the true versatility. Not like points, rebounds, and assists. Right. It's really, can you play with the ball and you play without it? And a lot of these guys can't do both. Steph Curry can do both. He's great with the basketball. You can give him the ball at any time. But the guy's effective coming off screens, and it causes so much havoc on the weak side. Because you got a screener, and he screens, he slips. So that's there. Then Curry coming around the screen, getting the ball. Look at him now going around the back on this dude as the ball handler, and Draymond throws it away. But that's Curry, man. It doesn't matter who you have on the front side. You can even run Clay Curry pin downs for each other. So then it's like it could get crazy what Golden State can do, because then Draymond could be the primary ball handler and he could just swing it anywhere he wants. And then you got none but shooters you're playing around with. Poole, Curry, Wiggins, Clay. Guys who can finish at the rim and shoot off the dribble. So it's like, and then you could put Wiggins on the baseline. You could do a lot. Jaylen Brown for a standstill three, no good. Rebound Draymond, he tries his one-man fast break over to Wiggins. Good screen. A lot of screen action. Draymond give and go. That's the thing with Draymond, man. He is an IQ man, bro. He knows these plays and how to run them so well. Like, his IQ and energy are just, they make this team good. A lot of people don't like to give Draymond too much credit, but without him, this Warrior thing it doesn't work the same way. It doesn't.
It's a big fact.
Nice play by Marcus Smart, tying up with a layup. Curry manipulating the double team. The thing though with Looney though, see if Looney could shoot a mid-range jump shot.
Shout out my boy Ant.
Ant's on the scene. Come through, Ant. If Looney could shoot a mid-range jump shot, forget about it. They would kill. Because did you just watch that play? Steph just manipulated the pick and roll, had the guy on his hip and the guy in front of him. Looney's wide open at the elbow, but Curry knows he can't shoot. So there's really no point in guarding Looney even at the elbow. So Looney's got to kind of slip a little bit more on those, because Looney's not going to just shoot that pull-up. Looney's got to get a pull-up like an elbow jumper. If he has that, forget about it. Then he's a major, major problem.
Do you feel like he has a good game in the box? Like,
no, I think Looney still, even though he's playing well, he's playing really energetic and physical.
Of course.
I feel like if he goes to another team in free agency, he'll be a total dud.
Yeah,
on another team.
But the reason I ask that is because I feel if him developing a shot, he should develop at least a box game, because the way they use him as a 5, maybe 4, but
no, he's a 5. Only 5.
Only 5, right? Okay, so.
And you're right. He's good on those licks. Like, he's good because the other 4 guys are doing so much that a lot of times you just lose, because Clay and Steph draw a lot of attention when they're hot shooting. So when Looney just slips, teams get confused and they just forget about him, because you're not really paying so much attention to him, especially. So if he just slips and there's a lot of movement, sometimes he just gets wide open and it's just a layup. And then also, if they miss, he's always crashing. That's the one good thing he does. He's crashing the offensive boards. Yeah. And he's a big body.
He's spacing. Yeah. Spacing the floor a lot. But to what I was saying earlier, like the only person I can even think about right now, maybe because we was talking to him previously, is like Claxton. You see how he's so good on the boards in the box, but
on the nets?
Yeah, on the nets. Yeah. But you know how teams like Boston, is playing right now, they kind of figured out him, like, okay, he can't shoot for shit from the free
Looney's
throw.
Like that too.
So we're going to box him in and foul him all day.
Yeah.
So that's the way they stop that. Yeah. But if a player like that gets what you're talking about that Looney needs,
that mid-range
he
jumper
will be motherfucking...
Yeah. If Claxton gets a mid-range jumper, that elbow jumper that they give him, and he starts hitting that, he's going to be a really... I think the audio went out. Hello? I don't hear nothing. Hello? Yeah, I don't hear it. No. Yep.
I hear it.
No, I'm out. I went out. Hello? Yeah, okay, I'm back. No, resume. Okay. Yeah. D Block, big shout to D Block. Big shout to Brian out here. Brian Berry. Mike Millman. What up, Big Mike? From the jewelry block. Big Mike, I see you.
Yo, shout out to my boy Paper Time. I want to give my man Paper Time a special shout out. Because y'all know I'll be playing instrumentals in the background of this, but this instrumental in particular, my man Paper Time did it too. So
shout some bars over that.
Yeah,
Paper
shout
Time.
out to Paper Time for that.
Paper Time. So we got a tie game with 53 seconds left in the first half, and it looks like they just called a foul on Steph Curry. Yeah, that's a foul, bro. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a late call, but yeah, he hacked them. Like, I don't even understand why these NBA players, man, they act too much with the fouls.
Yeah, that's it's like that whole flop and selling thing has gone overboard. Like, there's certain players that's just like, bro,
you didn't foul somebody. Like, dude, you just fouled the shit out of him, bro. Like, how do you even just act like you didn't foul him? I hate that, bro. I hate that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, just to go into a little, like, small story. Like, when I used to ball a lot, I used to always get fouled because I was a nigga that used to shoot so much that niggas purposely would be just like, you know, when they playing in the street and you got that one nigga's like, yeah, that nigga ain't gonna drive the ball though. Or when they see somebody not shooting and be like, yeah, he can't shoot, leave him alone type shit.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
Yeah.
And you
so I was a nigga that
stick a jump on.
Bro, I was like, there was two niggas I idolized at that time. It was Reggie and AI. So I had my thing is like, people that like see me ball with me know that I always had a crazy jumper. Like, always. My shit was like, I was the original Wardell, my nigga. Crodell Curry. That was me.
Okay.
You ask my nigga Reggie, he see me ball, he see me shoot. But when like I literally spent, like, I remember I spent one whole summer fixing my drive game. Like, and I studied AI's drive game because a nigga like me, I always purposely played with people that was bigger than me, that was taller than me. And at that time, I was only like 5'6", 5'7". And this was, I'm saying, this was 16, 17. So now I'm like 5'8", 5'9". But at that time, it was just like, I always was playing, especially in the street. Now when I started playing fundamental, like season ball.
You know whose game you should have followed more with your body type? Paul Pierce. That's whose drive game you should have watched because you got
but even
body.
Back then, like, I was like fast though. Like I had a crazy dribble game and I had a crazy jab step game. So it was like I was quick on my feet. So I knew once I like learned how to manage my body in like layup form or jumping off the left foot to get that still strength to push off and still lay up.
Yeah.
That's when I became really good with it. But that's the same thing that actually fucked up my disc and made me stop playing ball, and then I got a surgery in my ankle.
Paul Pierce is a guy I used to try to take a lot of his moves.
Paul Pierce was dope.
That was my guy. That was the guy I used to be like, yo, I need to try these moves that he does.
Yeah, but to the point of that, what I was saying, it was like, you got to develop another arsenal.
Yeah,
that a lot of people ain't gonna see you coming with, because when the day that it's time for you to come with it, you're gonna be a beast.
Yeah, you always got to try to strengthen your weaknesses. That's the best thing about a team and a player. Like,
that's the best thing to do.
Looney has an obvious weakness. He can't shoot. Yeah. So make that.
And that's why you my man, because you brought it all the way back.
Yeah, like Looney.
Yeah, because that was my point.
To shoot a jump shot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
once you got certain shit in your arsenal, like say if you don't got nothing in your arsenal right now, you just an energetic player. You play the 5, so obviously you got to catch some fucking rebounds.
That's cool for a
while.
You
know that's cool, but are you gonna just be that 5 that just does that, or are you, especially in the game where you got 5s that are playing like fucking Kobe, like Joel Embiid, and you got motherfucking Jokic that's playing like motherfucking Jordan out here, like with the IQ and the passes of a motherfucking point guard. Like,
he's like Jokic, just like Magic
we're
Johnson.
Not asking you to be that. We're not asking you to be that. You could be Rudy Gobert.
And Looney's not even athletic, so he's an okay finisher. He's
one of them hard players.
Yeah,
he's all hard.
Yeah.
That's what makes him really work with OKC, because he come out there, he's energetic, he's spacing shit, he pushing niggas off, he passing. You know, he's like really gravitating off that Draymond.
Yeah, and he's not. He's a humble guy. So
like you see, he just passed the ball when he could have.
He'll do whatever it takes to help them win the game.
He could have got that mid-range shot and shot it off.
Yeah.
You know?
He'll do whatever it takes to win the game. And he doesn't mind. See, the one good thing with Looney, guys like him who can be like this, if you can be okay with not getting the ball too much on offense and still playing good defense every possession, being involved mentally in the game, and crashing the boards without getting touches like that, and you can still maintain that, that's a guy you can use.
Right.
Because there's a lot of guys who, if they're not getting that ball and whatnot, they really lose focus on the game. What happened here? Everybody's gone? What? Oh, there we go. So, a guy like Looney, he stays mentally into the game, so that's good. And he's been grabbing good rebounds and he's been playing well in the playoffs. I can't knock him. He's also a free agent. I could see Golden State if he wants too much money, Golden State's going to let him go, especially with Wiseman coming back next year.
Yeah,
and you can always find a big. Especially Golden State. Guys want to play in Golden State. You understand? Man. Like, they see, I can go win a championship with Golden State.
Hey, y'all got to understand. Y'all got to understand, to my man Adam's point, Golden State. Yo, and by the way, if it's some of y'all young dudes that be bumping into the Critical Thoughts podcast and be watching this shit, y'all playing ball, y'all coming up, y'all want to make the league. This is very important, especially for my man Adam saying, know your role. To his point, know your role. And once you master that, master the role. You know what I'm saying? Because there's players that, just like how he said, you think they ain't going to want to play for Golden State. Not because these people got chips, because there's other team that, when you talk about franchises, they got many chips. You got teams like Boston and shit like that, got many chips, the Lakers and shit like that. But you want to play for a culture that's growing, and they take every player that comes in. Like, you see, the perfect example is the Heat. You see how they got certain rules and certain deadlines you got to meet depending on your position from 1 through 5. Like, you got to have a certain body fat to play with the Heat.
The Heat's another good organization.
You know what I'm saying?
That knows how to,
and I ain't coming from Spoelstra. That's coming from the big dog. And if you know who the big dog is, you ain't never going to play yourself.
Yeah, Pat Riles.
They got the Patty out there. That's the big dog, and he the biggest dog.
Curry got 21 in the first half, but
shout out to Crowley.
You got to like that as a Boston fan right now.
Yeah, Curry going crazy.
Curry's going off, and you still got a 2-point lead at the half.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. It's going to be back and forth.
It's going to be a great series, bro. That's why I keep saying 7 games. That's why I keep saying, I've been saying Warriors in 9 or Celtics in 9. When I tell you a series is going 9, that means it's a great series. And it's going to be 3-3 and Game 7. This is one of those series where I always say, okay, call me in Game 7, 2 minutes left. Because it's going to be close. It's going to be Game 7, and it's going to be close with 2 minutes left.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about this series.
Fact. Oh, hold on. That's what I was saying before, especially for the young boys. Yo, know y'all position and master y'all position, because that's what's going to be important. Because y'all could be those dudes that's coming in the draft and not understanding, like, yo, if I go to a culture like the Warriors or the Heat, or coaches that literally focus on a certain regiment that you got to keep as an athlete, is only going to make you better. Because if you get traded, you already got that regimen a part of your body. You know what I'm saying? Like the muscle memory already knows, like, all right, this is what we used to do in the Heat, and this was going to make me top dog. So even if I go to another team, I'm going to still remain a part of this regiment. And if they have a better one, I'm going to embody that and put that a part of something that I'm already in, because I came from a winning culture. You know, like there's literally franchises that are winning culture franchises. Even if you don't see teams like the Heat go to the chip or go to the finals, these are still winning franchises.
Heat is one of those teams.
Yeah, so you got to understand, there's certain franchises. Like, that's one of the things. Boston, like with the Knicks, like the Knicks don't have that. Like that's something that I really hate, especially me being a Knicks fan. Like, I really hate that we don't have like a regimen or a system. Like, yo, this is how you got to be a Knick. And I feel like, but back to my point with the Warriors, I feel like they're like literally, if it's a percentage, they're like 95% as a whole franchise being like that. New stadium, the way they do it. Mm-hmm. And it's at 95% because of the points that me and my man Adam be making. Like, yo, they got a winning culture. The people they got like around them, the people they keep, the people they bring back like Iguodala is because they know that energy and they know what it takes. Because it's more important in that back room before you get to the court to understand what we're here for. Yeah. We're here for a chip.
And another thing it is with them, they actually run a different offense than most teams in the NBA. Yeah. Most teams are running the same BS offense, the same. The Warriors actually run stuff that other teams don't run because they have certain players that it fits what their skill set is. So the Warriors run a offense that is different than most of the other teams in the league. A lot of pin downs, a lot of flare screens, a lot of baseline. They run a lot of stuff.
I've seen the Warriors in 2022 run a fucking 3-man weave.
Yeah, they run a 3-man weave. And
they don't run a 3-man weave. If y'all niggas play season, y'all already know what a 3-man. If y'all ever play fundamental ball, y'all know what a 3-man weave is.
Yeah,
I done seen it. And you know what's crazy? I done seen them run a 3-man weave, right? And then the 4 to 5 screen off the wings. So Curry can either wrap around the right or wrap around the left. Like, see me, like, I know the game. Like, I done, like, ran plays. So I'm like, I'm looking at this shit like, yo, y'all don't even know how crazy. That's why I give the respect to Steve Kerr so much as I do, because it's like, yo, bro, coach. When it comes to these plays that I see, because I know plays, bro, like, I had to study plays because I was hard-headed on that shit. Because I grew up playing so much street ball that when I got to that point of play fundamental ball, I was like, why? Like how? How am I gonna memorize this with the ball in my hand and say if I'm open, do I take the jumper? And they like, no, run the play. Like, you understand? So once you start memorizing and knowing how to watch game tapes, like, all right, this is what I did. You gotta respect certain shit like that. Yeah, niggas running a 3-man weave, the 4 and the 5, splitting, switching positions from left to right, just so that point guard or the second, which is the shooting guard, that has an amazing shot like Clay and Steph, they can either screen right or screen left and still get the open because the 4 and the 5 switch depending on their defense. And for you small timers that don't understand, say you playing a team like Denver that has a powerful 5, depending on the 5 that you have in the opposite team, you will switch. The faster 5 will switch to slow down Jokic. So when they do the screen, Curry's going to be open for at least 3 seconds by the time the defender catches up.
That's another thing. Denver's the other team that runs.
I really just bodied that, though. I screwed the shit out with that one.
Denver is another team that they run a different offense than everyone. They run a motion, classic motion offense, but then they have nuance to it because Jokic can be anywhere inside of 30 feet. Like Jokic can run. You can run high. You can run.
Shout out to the coach for that.
He can be the handler or the screener in the pick and roll. They run give and go. They run dribble handoff. They run low post Jokic.
That's why I love this nigga, because that's a great ass point. Because, well, like saying, if you're a good coach and you know players, you would have to do that with Jokic. Because literally, if you don't do that, you're not maximizing who he is as a player.
I gotta give.
So you have to run
all that.
To be honest with you, because I haven't really paid attention, but now that I think about it, they always running a rotational motion. Yeah. Because Jokic is fast enough and quick on his feet, especially offensively, but defensively, he's quick enough to move from side to side on both wings, but go to the free throw line and still be defensively good because he could run back to get the rebound. Yeah. So and then offensively, you got to run that motion because he could come up the court with the ball. Yeah. Then make a quick pass, and you're gonna be in the pocket to score. So. Yeah, that's also great coaching.
Every cut. So guys cutting on the weak side, guys popping out for threes. Then he goes dribble handoff.
Shout out to us for basically being coaches.
He dribble handoffs, and then the 2 plays later, he'll fake the dribble handoff and drive in.
So even if because motion is like, it's not easy, but it's not like saying it's not hard, but it's definitely not easy to understand. Yeah, you got to be. But what makes it hard is because you can run motion for different
And you got to be unselfish because sometimes you're doing the play and it's not for you.
No, like so I'm about to get to that. Yeah, you can run a motion with different with different positions from 1 through 5. But especially with a team like Denver, the reason they run it the way they run is because their motion rotation is going off a 5. It's going literally off the nigga that's supposed to be in a box. They're working. So that's what makes it more unorthodox and makes it harder for teams to even get to. But that's what I mean also, like, the motion could be easy because a lot of people that run it off because they have a great 1 or a great 2 that's always running around.
And Jokic is the guy.
But he's a 5.
See, what they do is they got Jokic. It's based around Jokic and 4 other moving parts. So Jokic is really just looking for the defender who makes the mistake.
To know how real it is. Open. Even when Murray was there, they still ran the motion with Jokic behind it.
They run a ton of pick and roll with Jokic, Murray. And that's the only Jokic, Murray also.
See, Adam is the GOAT for that. Because that's the, like, if you guys was watching it, like the playoffs, they wasn't running a lot of pick and motion.
No, they wasn't.
Because you have to run it with a point guard that even if the pick, if the pick doesn't work and he picks up to you, you have a shot.
Yeah.
You're quick with your shot,
And
so
Murray
you can get it off.
too,
and he could drive. He could literally fake the shot and go off the dribble. And then while he's faking the shot, Jokic could go off of that and either catch an alley or be ready right there for the pass.
That's why, bro, I was so upset. The last 2 playoffs, there's been no Murray. When the best 2-man game in the league is Jokic and Murray. As just a 2-man game, that's the deadliest 2-man game in the league between those two, because they could both do everything. And Jokic makes it crazy because at the end, I'm gonna if you're not gonna,
I'm gonna cookie cutter the shit.
If you're gonna go under the screen, Murray's just gonna shoot over the top. And then if you want to press, you can't really do nothing with it.
I'm gonna put his understanding right now that is a little complex for a lot of people in a really short way.
You're at their mercy.
You have a 1. You have a 1 that could play the 5. Not really play the 5, but he could run into that box and score. He could be at the mid and score.
Can play every
no, I'm talking about Murray.
Murray. Yeah.
You got a 1 that could literally screen, box out, do push-offs, do push-off plays like a 5, like Jokic. And then you have a 5 that could do everything a 1 could do.
And he could do everything.
So that's why, because a lot of you viewers is going to be like, how the hell are you going to say Murray and Jokic is the top?
That's the best 2-man game.
That's why. Yeah. Because IQ-wise and the way the fucking game works,
real quick too,
you have a 5 that could do one.
And the thing with Murray too is what he does, if you overplay him on the perimeter to come out and shoot, he just back cuts.
Right.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Him. You can't overplay Murray.
So that's what I was saying. Like when the 1, which is Murray, decides to like play that 5 part and either go to the box or go to the mid, by that time Jokic is already cutting.
Yeah. Or he could.
So you're neither gonna catch the alley, which Jokic doesn't catch a lot, or you're gonna catch the pass, which is an easy layup.
Or just put Jokic.
That's what makes
worst
him so
case scenario. If it breaks down, you just Jokic post up in the box and just go 1-on-1 in the post. That's the whole thing. And Jokic can back you down. He'll shoot the foul line jumper. He'll fucking fake the dribble handoff and start driving. He'll kick it out to anywhere in the wing or the corner for a 3. He sees everybody on the court.
Like Murray, like
he's just like he's a 1-man. I call Jokic the ecosystem because he's a whole offense by himself. Jokic. I'm telling you, I call Jokic the ecosystem. He's his own fucking country, his own offense. The one guy. You can run any play with him, anything you could do with him.
Jokic.
He's the illest cat in the league for that, man, Jokic. But so here we are. We're still 3-zip Colorado over Edmonton.
Yo, by the way, we just gave y'all some critical game.
Yeah, and that's the thing with that Denver offense. If you overplay their shooters, they just back cut. Michael Porter Jr. is another one too. He's good on the baseline when they have him out there too. He's good on the baseline, can shoot the 3, and he's good at like back cutting or getting out in transition. So yeah, it hurt me watching Denver with no Murray and no Porter this year because I think they could win the West. To me, they're the only team with Porter and Porter and Murray that can play Denver. Like I want to see Denver Golden State in the West Final next year, fully healthy Denver. Jokic, Porter, and Murray healthy.
Yo, the only thing about Porter that I question is how much heart he has because he has a lot of game.
Yeah, he doesn't. But you know what he needs to gain? He needs a floor game. Like he doesn't have a floor game where he could just take you off the dribble and do a couple of moves. Like
he kind of does, Murray. But he hasn't really. Because I feel like he do.
I don't think he does because
he's quick on his feet.
He's quick on his feet,
and he's springy. Like he's bouncy.
100%, and he doesn't have a floor game. That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's the missing hole because he's springy. He's great on his feet. He's a great athlete. He can shoot. Also, he's a great shooter.
That's what I mean.
He just needs to work on his floor game, and he'll be a total unstoppable dude.
He's one of those like, what are you players? And right what I mean by that is like you got game. We know that, but what are you? Are you like, we get it. You a 4, maybe a 3, but it's like, what is your game though? Like, are you one of those shooters? You a spot up?
He's a role player.
Are you
right
a
now.
Guy that could get an ISO going, dolo?
No,
like what?
He can't. He's not an ISO guy.
No, but to your point, that's what I'm saying. Like that's how I feel. Like you, like what is your game?
Right now for him, his game is to play off of Jokic and play off that offense and just get buckets in transition.
Oh yeah, that could be his game. But then again, what is his game though? Like you as a player, who is you when Jokic is tired and he want to go out and you still in there? What are you? Yeah, because you could be that in that system. Yeah, say you don't have that system. Who are you though?
That's what you're right. That's the thing. Without that system,
that's what I'm saying. To your point,
Porter will struggle right now. But this is the thing. Porter's young. he definitely can develop like a nice one-on-one floor game.
Yeah, that's what I said. He got game.
Yeah,
but we don't know what his game is.
He doesn't have it yet.
Yeah.
So right now he's good where he's at in Denver. Like being in Denver helps him a lot with Jokic's eyes and because Murray has a floor game. So you don't need as much.
The only thing I could think about as far as that, and the only people that's going to understand this shit is the listeners that's been keeping up with Critical Thoughts, like a subscribe and comment, is like Ben Simmons. He a bum, but that nigga knows his game. Like, I know Ben Simmons' game. Like literally, at his highest peak, I could tell you what Ben Simmons' game is. He's a fucking great point guard that could literally do everything from 1 through 5. Yeah. But he's a point guard at heart. Don't expect him to shoot. Yeah. But everything else is amazing. He's like literally, he's gonna pass, he's gonna drive, he's gonna dunk, he's gonna do floaters, he's gonna do everything that a great basketball player does, but he's not gonna shoot. That's his game.
He's got to develop a shot like Magic Johnson.
So even though, like, to me right now he's a bum, I still could tell you his game. That's the thing with Porter. Like I don't know if you're you're not a bum because you're a great basketball player and you got game. But what is your game now as an NBA player? Like, what do you have to offer as yourself?
He's like who could I equate him to? He's kind of like early in his career, kind of like a. It's hard to hold on. He's not. He's kind of like
Keith Van
Horn. Keith Van Horn, Tim Thomas. That kind of like Keith Van Horn is actually a very good. That's a good one right there. Yeah. That's actually really good.
Yeah, the Jersey Nets for you bozos.
He's got it, but he's got a chance to like really. I think Porter needs to have a 2-3 year run with Denver with Jokic and his prime in them, and then Porter should go his own way probably when he in like 3-4 years from now and try to do his own thing. But he should try to help Denver win for 2 or 3 years because like that's where he is right now. That's why it sucked that they didn't have Murray and Porter in this playoff. Like they really robbed me as a fan, like not having them. Like I understood when Murray first got hurt last year, the 21 playoffs. Okay, I got you. You're out. You just tore your ACL. We get it. But then this year, missing the whole season was very disappointing, honestly. As a Nuggets supporter, it was very disappointing. And then Middleton being out for the Bucks was another disappointment. Those were like the two key guys that really hurt their teams in the playoffs was Murray, Porter, and Middleton on the Bucks being hurt. And then you could look at Lonzo Ball in Chicago. That's another big loss for a team. And then obviously Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers is pretty significant as well.
Max.
But that and then you had the Nets with Simmons out. Although Simmons had never played for them. But I'm really looking forward to Simmons next year for the Nets. A lot of people are down on him. I understand why. I get it. The whole Ben Simmons, like he really flopped this year. He really played. Ben Simmons, I'm a big Ben Simmons fan. He played himself this year badly. Like he really just played himself. Big time. And who knows? He may never recover from what he's done. And the Nets just may have had just total like useless clay with him. But there's also a chance he works on his game and gets serious this summer and gets his head back straight and even develops a little jump shot, which I think nothing crazy, just a little pull up, and like he can all of a sudden be a factor for the Nets. So we'll see what happens with Simmons. But it could go either way. Simmons could really turn into a mush ball. Who knows, man? Like he really I've never seen anything like this.
The only thing that's gonna save Ben Simmons is if he has like an amazing year, literally. Well, you play 70 at least 70 games out the season, and like you good money. Like, bro, you don't gotta shoot, my nigga.
No, but you know what? Part of it is that he has to really work, really get in the gym, really work on because
dedication?
Because the Nets have the pieces in place. You got to understand. They've got Steve Nash as the coach. Kyle Korver is the shooting coach.
Bro, they have
Kevin
all
Durant
the pieces in
and
place.
Kyrie Irving, guys you can shoot with, bro. You will just keep shooting with them, and you will develop he doesn't have to have a really good shot. Though. He just has to have a decent jump shot that he can make.
That's what I'm saying.
1 or 2, 1 out of 3. You just pull up where you're just like, yo, he might make this. You know what I'm saying? Because if all they have to think is that you might make it. Because then, once you get these guys where they got to respect your jump shot. Ben Simmons' talent, you can't stop the guy going to the basket, bro. He's 6'10", he runs like a gazelle, and he's strong, and he got a handle, and he's like a gazelle, a fluid gazelle, bro. And if you watch him, he shoots with the left and the right hand. like floaters and shit. You don't even know what hand he's going to use, Ben Simmons, or what hand he's going to dunk with. Because he dunks with the right and the left.
Yo, your man could be great, bro.
He could be great. I've been saying Simmons could be the best player in the league.
Like, your man could be great.
With a decent pull-up 17-footer, Ben Simmons could be the best player in the NBA. And I have no doubt about it. Because he has all the physical attributes, and he's a great defender.
Yeah.
He's an elite defender.
No doubt about it.
Like, he needs just like a Rod Strickland jump shot, and that's it. He'll be on. You know what I mean? Like I remember those, like the 80s and 90s point guards, bro. They used to just shoot pull-up 17-footers. Like these guys, they don't really shoot that shot anymore. Like, but these guys, like a pull-up 17. Oh, you're playing off our point guard. You're playing off KJ. You're playing off Tim Hardaway. You're playing off Rod Strickland. You're playing off Mark Price. They're shooting pull-up 17. Bang. Kevin Johnson was the king of the pull-up 17. And I'm trying to think of these other point guards. There was so many of these guys back in the days that had game, like the Kevin Johnsons, the Tim Hardaways, the Rod Stricklands. These guys with money. It was so fun to watch. Kenny Anderson, when he first came in the league with the Nets, it was crazy with the point guard, with the talent level. Gary Payton had that, just started getting that pull-up jumper too. Like John Stockton had a pull-up. Like it was real out there. Those point guard matchups back then were nuts. They were so fun to watch, man. Who else? I'm trying to get in my head. Who else teams had out there? Jason Kidd really couldn't shoot. He came in the mid-90s too.
Nah, he could. Like he had a good mid-range.
He got a good mid-range jumper on the Nets. When he got to New Jersey, that's when you saw he had a good mid-range Jimmy. Like, oh, he can shoot. Jason Kidd. You know, Steve Nash is another guy who had a crazy mid-range jumper pull-up. Like, I'm trying to go back to the 80s. There's a couple guys I can't think of right now that are on the tip of my tongue. There was point guard crazy then, man. I feel like Terry Porter was another guy on Portland who could shoot the three and he could score a little bit with Drexler. That was a good backcourt. Porter and Drexler on Portland was a serious backcourt. You know, it was just so many guys back then. I'm trying to think as I'm talking. I'm trying to think. Mitch Richmond. He's a shooting guard, but he was another guy. He could score. Yeah. He could score, shoot from three, pull up. He was one of those, and they had all these stocky small forwards. Right. They had a whole bunch of in the 80s like 6'6" small forwards that really could post you up and scored everything inside 17 feet, like Alex English, Bernard King, Mark Aguirre, Adrian Dantley, Kelly Tripucka. All these guys, these squatty, powerful small forwards that were just scorers. Like, they were crazy back then. These guys could just score. Like, you got to watch those old 80s games. These guys were like Terry Cummings. These guys could just, and everything was back to the basket, post up, one shake move, baseline jumper. There's a lot of baseline jumpers. You don't see baseline jumpers anymore. But back then, there was so many just baseline jumpers, guys. We just put you that pull-up baseline jumper. Bomb.
Yeah, lethal.
Yeah, I love that. Fact. I love that basketball back then. You know, another guy people sleep on from that era who was a stud, but doesn't get the hype. Dominique Wilkins, bro. Oh my God, go back and watch tape on Dominique Wilkins, bro. That dude was a monster on the Hawks. A monster. 28, 30 points a game. He'll dunk on you, and it was a fun 30, Dominique, because Dominique will catch one yam on you too. One or two.
That 1 year.
Windmill, you know how he used to do. And then he would just score in so many ways. Like, these guys would just put their body on each other and just get buckets, man. Dominique was a scoring machine, though. He was a legit, he had a lot of years of scoring between 25 and 30 a game. It's kind of like a mellow kind of, position. And, but that was the difference. Like, Dominique was more rough. But Melo, when he was on Denver, he was a physical scorer too. Like I saw Melo putting the body on cats and just leaning in. Hit that 15-foot jumper was nice. Yeah, he was on the Knicks. He got a little bit less physical as the seasons went on, and I think I don't know, maybe he lost his hunger or whatever. But I remember on Denver, he was a fucking tough scorer, man. Melo, he was a physical offensive threat out there. And then I think on the Knicks he had to do too much. Remember, because Denver, they had other good guys on that team. Kenyon Martin, Chauncey. He didn't have to play he didn't have to like play in the paint and block shots because they had Camby and Kenyon and Nene in the paint. So Melo didn't have to do none of that stuff. He could just be a pretty boy and score.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't have. True. He had a lot of good, and then they always had a good guard like a Chauncey Billups or AI on the perimeter. So like Melo had a nice fit in Denver on those Nuggets teams. Those Nuggets teams were good. And then you could even go before that Nuggets teams when they had Mutombo, Brian Stith, LaFonso Ellis. A lot of y'all, my throwback guys out here. You know what I'm talking about. Let me put this NBA back on because it looks like
let's get back to it.
Colorado looks like they're smothering Edmonton with a 3-0 lead. And that game, Edmonton is they're in trouble. They're about to go down 2-0 and go back to Edmonton, which should be fun. So we'll see how that goes.
How many like you see how the playoffs is 7?
Same in hockey, 4 to 7. Cool. Same shit. Same setup.
Shout out to y'all.
The first 2 at home for the higher seed, and then the next 2 and 2-2-1-1-1. Like they do in the NBA. It's the same thing.
Shout out to all the hockey lovers out there.
Interesting game tomorrow. Rangers game 2 against Tampa Bay.
Ooh.
Can the defending champions...
Let me see the Facebook Live.
Can the defending champions, Tampa Bay Lightning, rebound and go win game 2 in Madison Square Garden against the... whatchamacallit?
Yeah.
Against the Rangers. Are they going to tie it at 1, or the Rangers going to go up 2-0 on Tampa Bay?
Right.
Over the 2-time defending Stanley champions. I think it's going to be a much harder game for the Rangers to win. They could, but it's not going to be. To me, if the Rangers win tomorrow, it'll be by 1 goal. Like, I can't see it being no 6-2. If it does, I'll eat my words. But if the Rangers win, it'll be by a goal. That should be a close game. Tampa Bay, it's hard to beat them, like, make them go down 2-0. Even though I think they might have went down 2-0 in the Toronto series or so, where they were down 2-1 and came back and won. But, you know, Rangers, that was a good win for them last night.
Right.
When it be up 1-0 at home, they don't have as much pressure in game 2. You know, if they lose, it's 1-1 still. Going back to Tampa Bay, they're in a good spot still. So, and if they can go up 2-0, they'll be feeling real good. But Tampa Bay's a tough out. They're the 2-time defending champs. They got veterans on that team. They will be ready to go. That's a good game tomorrow. That's going to be a really good hockey game. Rangers, Tampa Bay, game 2 tomorrow. I don't know who I'm going to pick, man. I don't know. Tough game. Really tough game.
Who you going to pick, man?
I don't know. I'm going to say, I don't know, man. Obviously, a lot of people are going to hate on me. I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. I really like the Lightning for like 15 years. I'm rock with them. I'm not a Ranger fan, but I'm not. I used to kind of hate on the Rangers. I'm not hating on this Ranger team at all. I think they are nice, and I like the way they're playing. I like the way that team. They look good. The Rangers could win this series. They're playing that well. I think they might win tomorrow in like overtime. I see an overtime game tomorrow. Okay, that's why I call for tomorrow. Rangers, Tampa Bay.
Oh, they playing tomorrow.
Yeah, game 2
That's
in
Saturday,
the Garden.
y'all.
Game 2 in the Garden is going to overtime. I don't know who's going to win, but I predict overtime in that game tomorrow. That's my prediction. OT.
Yo, you should bet it.
Bet OT, right?
You should bet it.
Right now, we got Golden State up 9. We've been falling asleep over here, and Golden State has came out in the third quarter and taken it to Boston from a 2-point deficit to a 9-point lead. Klay Thompson short on a pull-up. Marcus Smart leaks out and incomplete pass to Marcus Smart out of bounds for the Celtics. Tatum to Smart and out of bounds, and the Celtics are down 9. Let's see how they're going to have to really knuckle up on defense because you don't want to go down double figures here against Golden State at home. That's almost like a death sentence.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, Steph turnover, though, deflected off Boston. Good defense. Somebody's shoe came off. Steph. Those are some ill kicks. I don't know about those colors, but
Steph Curry's, man.
Those look comfortable. I might have to go cop those, but not in those colors. That pink and purple shit, I ain't fucking with that.
You don't fuck with pink?
No.
You don't like pink?
I'm just not. I remember trying.
You don't like the color pink?
No. I tried to rock pink with the whole Cameron thing, and I had a couple pink polos, and I just was not feeling it, bro. Now, my boy Cameron, for him, it's good.
For my real ones out here, just in case y'all ever question it, this is how you know this nigga Adam is a real one, man. He's an ill nigga, man. He been around so many times. This nigga trying to rock pink with gamers rocking pink. Yeah. What nigga you don't know? Literally, and I mean that in capitals. What nigga you ain't know was trying to rock pink after Cam?
Everybody was, man. Yeah. Cam had pink on fire, but it's just
I'm
not
big on palettes. But saying I ain't gonna front. Fuchsia is one of my favorite colors. Fuchsia, and that's like a dark pink.
Okay. Yeah. Pink has, I get the light pink. You know what I like? These pink diamonds, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. You like the color pink, though.
I don't. I just like the pink diamonds because people like them, and the value jacks up because of the pink.
Yeah, you're a demon, but that's why I love you.
Yeah, I like yellow. I like.
All right,
yellow.
so what's your favorite color? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so let's break this down. Good question. I break colors down differently. Like you have you have black, right, and then you have your solid colors. You have black and white at the two poles. They're like the North and South Pole, black and white, right? And I like both of them. I like black and I like white. I like black more because I get white too dirty. So I'll wear more black than white because I get white dirty. I get this white dirty fast. So I don't love white in clothes. But in colors, I like both. But then you have your solid colors like your blue, your green. They're very solid. There's different variations. Blue can actually get soft. Light royal blue, light blue. But my colors that I like are combinations. I like yellow or a certain red with gray. That's like my color combination that I like.
No, what's your
my favorite? If to pick
let's start here.
Color,
what's your favorite color?
Gray.
Gray.
My number 2 is yellow.
Okay, what's your number 3? Did you get 3 colors?
Wow, it's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna go.
You got gray,
yellow, and I'll go with Ferrari red is my number 3.
Okay, so like a bright cherry red.
Yeah. I call Ferrari
my 3
red.
favorite colors is black, olive, and fuchsia.
Nice.
Which is that like dark pink.
In my number 4 is Hunter, is like a dark green.
My number 4 might be. There's this blue that I really like that is like it's close to this but a little darker.
Maybe that's like a
it's
royal
like,
blue?
No, I've seen it. It's like an indigo blue. That's
okay.
What they call it.
Okay. It's like maybe a purplish blue?
No, it's blue. It's blue, but it's like a deep blue.
Deep blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the.
And if I had to go number 5, I would go, okay, so my number 1 is not just plain gray. It's like that electric gray, they call it. It's like a metallic gray. Yeah. Number 1. And then my number 5.
You're some cyborg nigga, bro.
I am, right?
Yeah.
Metallic gray and foul, right? All right. So number 5, after the Hunter green, I'm going to go with
some Adam Musk nigga.
I guess I'll just put black as number 5. Yeah. And then I'll put peach number 6.
5.
Orange number 7. Go
5.
ahead.
I'll probably put all right, so I have black, olive, fuchsia. 4. I said like that indigo blue. 5. I'll have to go with neon green.
Okay.
I really like neon.
Okay. I think my by the way, my orange was a pastel orange. So I'll combine that with peach is like a pastel orange is number 6.
All right, great.
Like not the orange, but like that like pastel-y.
Yeah, pastel, like orange. A soft orange.
Yeah.
Close to orange, but dark and deep enough to be close to tangerine. So that's dope.
We're illing with the colors right now.
Fuck with you for that. That's dope.
I can see you rocking with. You like lavender?
I like lavender. Yeah. I like that Willy Wonka perp.
My mom loved lavender. That was her favorite color.
Yeah, that's a beautiful color, though.
Yeah.
That's the color. What I like to call it, that's the color of mystery.
Mm-hmm. The yellow that I like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yellow. My mom is big on yellow because she says that's the color of God.
The yellow that I like, too, I tell you the yellow exactly.
The yellow's the most vibrant energy.
Yeah. If y'all remember, all my old school basketball heads out here, remember the Lakers' old court? Not the Staples Center, but the Forum in Inglewood? If y'all go back to the Magic Johnson heyday, Magic Johnson heyday, the Forum at Inglewood they used to play in, right? The yellow in the foul line of that game, of that court for the Lakers, if you remember watching those games, in that yellow, that their foul line yellow, that's the yellow I like. The Forum at Inglewood Yellow, we'll call it. Because that's where I like that, because I loved watching Lakers home games back in the 80s with Magic and Worthy. Because the yellow and the Forum at Inglewood was so dope to me. Like, that yellow was just strong. It was intimidating for other teams to go play there, to beat them there. And that yellow, that Forum at Inglewood yellow was definitely intimidating. And the Celtics green was intimidating too then with Larry Bird. That Celtics green, you knew was playing in Boston. That was like you wasn't winning over there.
Right.
There was one season that Boston went, I think it's the NBA record at home. I think the 86, they went 40-1 at home in the regular season. They took about
40 and what?
They took about 73-9.
Tell about 40 and what?
Yeah, they took about 73-9 Golden State that year, and 72-10 Bulls is like amazing. 70-win teams. That's amazing. To me, Boston going 40-1 at home in the season is insane. That's like right there with those teams. Because they went 40-1. They lost one home game the entire regular season. That's wild, bro. One home game they lost. Wild. 40-1 at home. They went that year. I think they lost like 15 games on the road or something. They were like 27-14 on the road, which is still good. Not amazing good, but that's still good. But they went 40-1 at home. I was like, what? Like, okay.
Yo, that's that energy, man.
They must have had at least a 220 game. At least they had it. You know that because they went 40-1, you know they had at least a 20 game home winning streak at some point that season. 20 games or more in a row at home. That's crazy. And I remember back then they were smashing teams at home too. They were mostly smashing teams in Boston. I'd like to look up the scores of those games. They were just destroying everyone that year. I think they were so good the Lakers ducked them and just lost to the Rockets in the second round of the playoffs because they didn't want to see them in the finals.
That's tough.
I think that's how crazy that Boston team was in '86. Because if you look at it, Boston had beat them in '84 in the finals, and then the Lakers came back and beat them in '85. And then Boston came back and beat Houston in '86. And then the Lakers came back and beat Boston in '87 in the finals. But everyone would have loved to see Lakers Celtics in '86 also be in the finals. But the Lakers, they lost to the Rockets in the second round. Ralph Sampson and young Ralph Sampson and young Hakeem Olajuwon on that team. People forget Olajuwon went to the finals in his second year in the league with Ralph Sampson. That Rockets team. They lost to Larry Bird Celtics. But Ralph Sampson, I thought at one time when they had Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson, I was like, they're going to dominate. This is devastating. Like, these two, like Ralph Sampson was actually the star of the team, not Olajuwon. That's how crazy. That's another guy forget. He had a very short career and a very small span where he was like really ill, but people forget how good Ralph Sampson. This guy was a 7'3" forward.
Sheesh.
He was like the first Porzingis, Ralph Sampson. But his prime was his rookie year to like his fifth year, and he was tremendous. Like he had a great rookie year, second year, third year, fourth year. Like he was like kind of like Derek Coleman, who was on the Nets like that. Derek Coleman's best 4 years in the NBA were his first four. So was Ralph Sampson's. Sampson got injured and started to break down. But Ralph Sampson for a couple years, bro, he was unstoppable. With Olajuwon in the front court with him and Ralph Sampson. Think about Olajuwon playing center and Ralph Sampson at the four. A sick, overgrown, fucking 7'3" athletic dude. Bro, he was athletic, 7'3" and could shoot mid-range jumpers.
Jesus.
Ralph Sampson was a problem.
Different.
He destroyed the Lakers that year. That's why they made the finals instead of the Lakers. Magic Johnson's fucking dynasty team got put out. Ralph Sampson and Olajuwon put them out one year in the playoffs. Like, nah, we're the two young fucking, what do they call the Twin Towers? We're the Twin Towers, bro. It don't matter. Magic who? They beat them in 5 games. They beat Magic. Think about that. In Magic's prime in '86, the Rockets beat them in 5 games in the second round of the playoffs. Because Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson were unstoppable.
Nasty word.
Kareem had nothing for them. Old Kareem, nothing. They destroyed him.
Yo, shout out to Kareem though.
Word, shout out to Abdul from Brooklyn. Let's not forget, big shout out to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from Brooklyn.
Where's he from again?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
Forget.
Steph and them up 15. They're dancing on Boston right now.
Yeah.
So maybe the experience came.
Look,
was
man, I had my money
half.
on Curry, man, from the beginning.
Jason Tatum, no good. Here comes Jordan Poole, stolen by Tatum. Jaylen Brown, and one.
Let's get it.
They don't got a foul on that? Jaylen Brown needed to end one right there. Golden State, man. Boston got a great defense, and look, Golden State's on pace to score 120 on them in game one.
Hey.
That's not great. Like the Golden State's going to have 90 points probably at the end of the third quarter.
Golden fucking State, man.
Up 13, Stephen Curry.
Shout out to Golden State.
Oh, can we get back to the conversation we were having a few podcasts ago about, I think I brought it up that LeBron's they keep telling you LeBron's the guy chasing MJ, but it's really Wardell. Remember that? They keep telling us LeBron is the guy that's chasing MJ for GOAT, but it's not really, LeBron's not really chasing him. Wardell is chasing MJ for GOAT. We can get back into that. I know you like this. Wardell looking for number 4, chasing MJ.
Yo, listen.
Talk about it.
I love Wardell. You know what I'm saying? He's Crowdell. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Crow Curry's that guy. You feel me? And now it's pointing out to the fact that, it might be Steph being the one that's actually
real one chasing MJ.
Yeah, chasing MJ.
Because LeBron's bouncing around with different teams, doing it, winning bubble chips.
And look,
Crowdell's winning it all in Golden State. If whatever he wins, it's going to be all with GSW with 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. It could be any one of those. It's going to be at least 3, and it could be 4. I feel like if they win this year 4, they're going to get 5 next year. I just have that feeling. If they win this year, they're going to win next year. And they're going to be
if they win this year, they're going to win next year.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yo, you know what?
And then we got Wardell with 5. LeBron stands are going to feel retarded. They're going to just throw up.
See, damn, how much time we got? You know what's the thing about this conversation? This conversation is deep, bro. Because the difference between the Curry and LeBron is Curry's still playing the game righteously, I guess.
Yeah, LeBron playing for stats himself.
No, LeBron's playing for the system at this point.
Oh, the system.
That's what I mean. I don't really want to, because that's literally what's gonna be my main point.
Here comes my boo. What do you want?
But it's like, nah, you know what, man? I'm going with Crowdell on that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Crowdell, man.
Crowdell.
I'm telling you.
Like it or not, man.
He's
Crowdell,
chasing Jordan, bro.
You know what? That's a
Crowdell,
fact, bro. Steph, bro.
He's chasing Jordan.
Crow Curry, bro. Let's really talk about it. You know what? I'm going to say it, bro. Fuck LeBron, bro.
It's corny. So think about it. If Crowdell, right, gets this year and next year, let's say that happens, right?
Fuck LeBron,
and he's got...
Man. You know why, man? Hold on. Time out. Let me get into a quick one, man. You know what, man? Because, man, you got a sister. I don't even like
Facebook fan, what up? I see you Showtime.
Yo, listen,
Showtime
man.
Up there.
Got these motherfuckers running the system. Yo, shout out to... All right, look.
Big Chad, what up? And Pooh.
I'm going to chop it up for y'all.
And Vinny.
Yeah, shout out to all the Facebook fans. I'm going to chop it up for y'all.
Big
so y'all
Pooh out here.
Call it a spoon feeding for y'all. Yo, LeBron's great. One of the best athletes ever. He changed the game, blah, blah, blah. Yo.
Oh, my God. Iguodala hit 3. That makes my feelings hurt.
Basketball-wise, you can't lie to the basketball gods.
Yeah.
Crowdell taking that spot. I know the way y'all think the book is, and I ain't gonna lie, me too. The way the book is supposed to be written is LeBron.
It's supposed to be written how just
it's
naturally.
supposed to be LeBron, but you know what?
It's not supposed to be LeBron. They're trying to force it
but
as LeBron.
See, no, you supposed to agree with me on this because you understand that The reason I'm saying is because they
You're right.
made it like that, nigga. From the nigga, who LeBron pops. All right, next question.
To the media.
So that's what I'm saying. It's
media,
like
it's
the way y'all
LeBron,
look at LeBron, the king,
100%.
all that shit is like it's supposed to be that.
He's the guy they chose for it to be that guy.
Y'all niggas finally,
Yeah,
y'all gonna understand this at least. Y'all finally seeing Robin Hood actually take the hood back.
Yeah,
and that's Steph Curry.
It's not supposed to be Steph, but he's doing it.
Y'all seeing Robin Hood take the hood back, and that's Steph Curry.
Yeah,
shout out to Crowdell.
And the media been trying to talk shit about him because they know he's creeping on LeBron. You know what? Because you know what's funny? Leading up to these finals, the last like 4 days, Steph Curry's been getting beat up in the media. He doesn't have a finals MVP. He's not as good in the finals, blah, 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 blah. And he came out and shut a lot of people up tonight, 21 in the first half. Steph looking for that finals MVP this year because he should have won it the first year they won, not Iguodala. And then the two ones that the Durant won, he could have won.
Yo, didn't Iguodala play with AI?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why he gave MVP. I felt bad for that nigga. But shout out to Iguodala, though. But listen.
He did play with AI.
If Crowdell takes this chip this year,
they're going to win next year.
On Baby Crow, my nigga, that nigga surpasses LeBron. Eat a dick.
And you know why? Because he'll only be 4-2.
Don't monetize this motherfucker. I don't give a damn. Eat a dick. That nigga's going to be better than LeBron. You heard it. I know you Braun sexual's going to get tight. It's okay. Learn how to accept it. Because Braun is still great. Braun, by the end of the day, when Braun finishes his career, bro, Braun's going to be a GOAT. I ain't going to lie to you. Adam, you could disagree. You might disagree, my nigga. But the reality of it is, my nigga.
But what do you mean by a GOAT?
Like, bro, he's going to be one of them, bro. He's going to be one of them.
You mean he's like, Mount Rushmore, you mean?
Yeah, my nigga. He's going to be one of them.
Okay.
Either you like it or not, because you know what? Stat-wise and who, he did change the, bro, he's like, all right, but this is another reason why it goes and makes our point valid with what we know. Because it's like, bro, I don't know if this nigga was computer generated, my nigga, but this nigga was just meant to be some nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, from high school, he was great. Got into Cleveland, he was great. So, I'm saying he was just, and the reason I say that is because
the CIA did something with his DNA.
Like, something I always say is, like, what's important for people.
They gave him the mRNA vaccine like 25 years ago.
Chill, you need to relax right now. But the reason I say it is because I strongly believe that. Before I even have the argument with who's the best is the eras and who changed the game. I always feel like Jordan changed the game.
To me, LeBron didn't change the game.
I feel like Kobe changed the game.
I don't think so.
And LeBron, to me, changed the game because he's the, like, he didn't change the game because he wanted to change the game.
What game, though?
Because the elite.
But what game did he change?
He's the, like, to me.
The game no,
hold on.
The game.
No, because to me, he was like the introduction to a hybrid player. That's the way I look at LeBron.
Magic Johnson was that before.
Yeah, but he's just on some next shit. Like, he's like, you see how old he is and still playing the way he plays. Yeah. And it's like, now you got more players in the game today that could do it all. Like that could really, yes, of course, you're going to say Magic, but how many Magics do we have in the league? Nowadays we have
Bird was really that.
Yeah, but it's like, but you could count them in your fingers.
I know what you mean, but
nowadays though, it's just like,
the guys who fill up points, rebounds, and assists. I get you.
No, bro, not even that. Hold on. Let me break this down to you. This players today, bro, that played with the nigga, bro, and them niggas came from the nigga camp. They looked up to that nigga's game. Same thing with KD. Same things with, like, there's a lot of hybrid players out there, bro, today. That there's players that you like that are hybrid players, bro. Like, but it's just like, I feel like he brought that era in. He's the one that ushered the hybrid era.
Yeah. Of league guys.
So that's what I mean.
Guys, yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah. Westbrook.
That's the point where I mean that he changed the game.
I guess so.
Because when you had the Kobe era, to me, it was the dominant player. It's like that one player you could have.
Kobe era, but we'll get back to that.
All right, let's get back to that one day. Rest in peace, Kobe.
For me, I'm just not, with his saying, you can make a point.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
no Kobe era, but y'all could yell at me about that.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't agree,
this is critical thought, so you're going to get it from both sides. But my point is, like with LeBron, like, I don't like LeBron for that, but I know how people view it and what it is. Just that's a fact, bro. And with Kobe, it was just like that dominant player and the mentality of just being
that's the MJ.
Super hungry.
Yeah, MJ.
Kobe. And then with Jordan, Jordan literally brought the player of all dominance.
Kobe had no era. Everything he did was part of the Jordan era. But go ahead.
It was kind of a highlight.
Yeah, Jordan.
And his Jordan highlight as a hybrid.
No.
In a way. Because Kobe, bro, to me, Kobe is the Hart era. That to me is Kobe. Like, there's a lot of moments with Kobe that's just like that made him defiant in that.
Yeah,
that to me is like yo, if you
hard,
really
bro.
like
guys work hard. I don't.
Yeah, bro, but that nigga really
it was media
for the era that goes right after Kobe. That's what they know as the Mamba mentality.
I know I don't feed into the Mamba mentality.
All right, but that's Kobe to me. All right, but to my point, like I was saying,
Kobe is Mamba, whatever, all that stuff. Yeah, that's Kobe, but there was no Kobe era, is what I'm trying to say. Kobe was dope. You can have all that. Kobe did his thing, Mamba mentality, heart, all of that. That's all true, but he had no era. To me, there was no Kobe era.
You sound like the niggas that argue with me that Dirk had no era.
Dirk's really the... Okay, the difference.
You know why Dirk had an era? You know why Dirk had an era? And this might sound crazy to y'all. KD wouldn't exist without Dirk.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because the versatility on the floor never existed before that nigga like that.
As a scorer.
Doing the one-legged and all that, it never, I don't care what nobody says, it never really existed before Dirk.
No, Bird.
So but Bird was different, bro. Like, I don't compare Magic and Bird and them niggas because them niggas is like fucking like God sent basketball players to me. Like, I don't, like, when I look at Bird, I don't compare nobody to Bird. It's just fucking Bird. Like, that's it. Like, I don't even put them niggas in conversations with other people. I personally don't. I look at them niggas like basketball guys. Like, there is no, like, it can't be another Bird. Like, I've seen this nigga mistakenly make a 3 on a live commercial trying to make a 2-pointer.
He shot a 3 left-handed.
It's literally like God work shit. Like, I literally cannot make a mistake
Bird
when it comes to what I'm master of. Like,
bro, dude, he shot a 3.
So it's just different. I don't compare them type of niggas.
Saying?
No,
he shot
bro.
a 3 left hand with his off hand.
Bro, he injured his hand and literally dedicated the game to his left.
Yeah, he
and succeeded at it. I can't compare niggas like that. Those are basketball guys to me. And I look at Kobe like that too, because there's niggas that shit that Kobe did, there's niggas today won't do. Like, go to the free throw with an Achilles, literally play a whole game with the left and scored 60, nigga. Like, you feel me? Kobe, nigga. He did that. Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Bro, he literally purposely played a game with his left because he had a broken finger. No, Kobe did that too. Kobe
never scored with his left hand.
I could run it up. I could run it up on YouTube, bro. I could run it up on YouTube.
I'll give you $100 if that's happened.
All right, we're gonna do it later. But
Kobe didn't score no 60 points with his left hand. 60 points with his left hand.
He went crazy. He went crazy with his left hand. I'll tell you that much. But whatever, off the Kobe shit. But that's what I mean. There's certain players like that I feel like had an era that changed the game. A lot of people be like, there is no Dirk era. But to me, it's like, when you're looking at it from a standpoint of a position, he changed the game for that position. You had niggas like fucking Stoudemire that couldn't do what Dirk was doing. You had a lot of niggas at that time that was playing the 4 that couldn't do what Dirk was doing.
Yeah, Tim Duncan couldn't do it. Kevin Garnett couldn't really do it.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like, I'm not saying I'm dedicating an era to them niggas, but them niggas changed the game.
Yeah, he stretched the
That's what I mean. Like, niggas, it's certain niggas that changed the game. Kobe's one of them niggas.
Curry.
LeBron is one of them niggas.
Yo,
but to my point is, Steph Curry's one of them niggas, bro.
I don't understand where Kobe changed the game, though.
Changed the game, bro.
He basically just tried to do what Jordan did, and wasn't as good.
Nah, you bugging, bro. The chips don't say that.
You want
the chips don't say that.
Yeah, it does though. You know why? He won 3 chips. He won 3 chips with Shaq as the best player on the team.
It don't matter. Like, go have Pippen, he had Rodman, he had Aubrey.
Yeah, but Jordan was always the main guy on those teams.
Cool coach, yeah.
And Jordan was the best guy in that team.
Kobe was always that guy in the Lakers.
No, Shaq was the best guy on the team. The first 3 chips. Shaq won the 3 Finals MVPs. Shaq was dominant. Teams were scared of Shaq, bro. You couldn't stop him.
Talking about Shaq though, bro. Shaq.
That's why Kobe. I'm gonna put it like this, and
but he did it without Shaq too.
Yeah, all right.
Come on, now.
Check my point. Now I'm about to bury you because you're trying to. Okay. Kobe's gonna get buried now. Forgive me, but Kobe never won a championship without having the best front line in the league. All right, so this was a shooting guard, Kobe Bryant, that won 5 championships and had the best front court in the league on all 5 championships. So let's do it like this. The first 3 was Shaq, Ori, and Fox. And the next 2 was Gasol, Odom, and Bynum. Okay, that was Bynum when he was healthy. He was a good player. And Gasol and Odom were the 2 best guys in the front court on those teams. Bynum was just a good, 15 points and 10 rebounds and 3 blocks. But Odom and Gasol were the dudes that were killing teams. Those 2 guys together at this forward spots. 6'10 and 6'11 forwards that can handle the ball and pass and like defend everything, and they're long. And they can post up and they were running craziness with Gasol and Odom, bro. Go back and watch those games. Gasol and Odom and Bynum in the front court, 6'10", 6'11", and 7'2". All can block shots. They were so. I remember watching them play Utah, and I'm watching the game, and Utah was a good team at the time with Deron Williams, Carlos Boozer. Remember those Utah teams? And Carlos Boozer was getting swallowed up by the length of the Lakers' front line. He couldn't do anything. And this was a guy who was scoring 20 points, 22 points a game for Utah and doing good in the playoffs. And he couldn't do anything against this Lakers' front line. They were just too long and too good defensively. Even Garnett, they shut him down in the finals that year. Think about this. People forget. When the Celtics...
Who scored the most?
When the Celtics beat the Lakers, right...
Who made the clutch shots?
Time out. You're cutting me off because you don't want to hear the facts right now. You do know I'm about to bury this dude.
Go ahead.
When the Celtics beat the Lakers, Bynum was out. When Bynum came back healthy the next year, they beat the Celtics. Let's not forget that. When Bynum was hurt, they came back and beat Orlando in the finals. Bynum was the piece that made, because when Bynum there, you could put a Gasol at the 4 and Odom at the 3.
Gasol's that guy.
And when you had but I'm telling you, Gasol at the 5 was was good. He was pretty good. But when you had him at the 4, that's when he was dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
That's when he was really dangerous. With Bynum at the 5 and Odom at the 3 was dangerous, because now look at the length you have on defense. The defense was crazy. You couldn't score inside on that team. They were too long. And then you had Kobe and Artest. Also, and Derek Fisher, that defense is, people forget that Laker defense was crazy. And Phil coaching. I mean, but the Laker, like Kobe played, when Kobe didn't have big time front court players, he had to be the guy, when it was just him and some decent guys, he didn't do nothing. He didn't even get out the first round. Kobe never got out the first round without Gasol or Shaq. That's a fact. That is a fact. F-A-C-T.
Kobe still in there.
Michael Jordan won 6 championships without a dominant big man.
He still had, come on, bro. You gonna act like Jordan didn't have niggas around?
But I'm telling you, when you have a front line that's dominant, it makes it so much easier for the guards.
All right, so compare the players that Jordan had to the players that Kobe had. You trying to tell me Kobe's players are better?
Yeah, bro.
Better than Rodman, better than Pippen, better than Ron Harper, better than like
on that team, that second team. Let's first of all, Ron Harper was playing at a position at the point guard. He was always a shooting guard. No, he was a shooting guard his whole career. Ron Harper played the point guard, a little out of position. He wasn't a big scorer on those teams. He was a great defender, small player. Then you had Scottie Pippen. We know how great he was. He was a great Robin. He was a great defender. He could score. He wasn't a great scorer, but he could score, especially in transition. When they get in transition, he could score. Yeah. It was a good enough shooter. I mean, if Ben Simmons, think about this, if Ben Simmons could be a Scottie Pippen jump shot type of guy, that he'd be amazing. Yeah. And they only have a Pippen level jump shot, which is not like a shooter's jump shot. Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? If you could just have a Pippen jump shot. Oh, look at Boston creeping up. Peyton Pritchard.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, 97, 99.
And they're down by 2. Boston.
Talk about it.
What? Peyton Pritchard coming and giving a major spark off the bench for Boston. As I'm fell asleep. And you know what's funny? I was talking to somebody about the series, and they were talking about Peyton Pritchard. Like, where has that guy? He's not really playing that much against Miami. He gives him a spark right here.
That's a fact.
What the hell's this?
Next Kobe shit.
Anyway, so yeah, Kobe, dude, to me, Odom, Gasol, Bynum was just such a monster front court. Like, it makes it easier when you have the best front court in the league in basketball, especially in that era, and you had the best front court because the game was played more in the paint. You're gonna win. And especially Shaq in his prime, bro. They could have had Paul Pierce instead of Kobe. They could have had Dwayne Wade instead of Kobe. They were going to win. Yeah. Because Dwayne Wade won a championship with a fading Shaq. When Shaq was starting to fade, that was not prime Shaq. What Wade won with. Wade won with. Still a good Shaq, but that wasn't prime Shaq. And Wade won the chip with less guys than Kobe had, Lakers for sure. Yeah. He had a old Morning and an old Shaq. And he had who else was on that team with Wade? I can't even remember when they won that 06 chip. Who the hell was on that team?
Yo, this game right now is going crazy. 100 to 101.
Wow.
Golden
down
State
by
got 101. They got 6 minutes
Steph
to go.
Curry just juked the shit out of Derek White and laid it home. Beautiful move by Curry. 103-100 Golden State. What a run by Boston. We over here arguing about Kobe. Forget Kobe. You know what? I'm going to give you your Kobe era, though. Because I just give it to you. You get Kobe era. Yeah, the Kobe era. I have a real thing with Kobe. I just think he was so overrated. I just can't help myself. Like Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul. Rest in peace, Kobe. Nobody wants to see anything like that. With his daughter and whatnot, that's ridiculous. Like that's heartbreaking. I was never a Kobe fan. I was a Kobe disliker, but I was hurt when Kobe passed away. Like that hurt I felt that. Like that was terrible. Like things would be better if Kobe was alive. Like it would be cool, super cool. Like that's terrible. What happened to him? But I just never was into the Kobe hype. I thought it was like, he never shot 50% from the field. He won with big front lines. Like I'm not, they were so badly looking for Jordan. A lot of that, if it was that. And look at Boston. Boston tie game, Al Horford for 3. That should have been an and 1. Boston up 3. Al Horford from downtown. I told y'all, what have I been saying this whole YouTube live? Watch out for Al Horford in this series, bro. He's hungry. 16th year in the league. Al Horford is going to be a nightmare in this series for Golden State as he splashes a 3, Uncle Al, to give Boston the lead by 3, their first lead of the game. And my man Derek White's got 21 points. This kid they got from the Spurs that I've been talking about, man. Derek White, bro. He's been playing really well for Boston. I'm telling you, he's going to be in the game in the end of these games and not Marcus Smart. Derek White's going to be in the game. I'm telling you. He's going to be in the game. And Al's going to be in the game. So it's either going to be Smart, Pritchard, or Grant Williams. They're going to be the 5th guy, one of those 3. Right now it's looking like Peyton Pritchard because he's doing his thing. Yo, Boston's up 3. Al Horford. No, but I'm going to give you the Kobe era. Kobe era, yeah. Kobe, you know what? I don't care. Kobe was like a linchpin. And he...
Kobe era, nigga.
Kobe was a linchpin player in the league, so if you want to give him his own era, that's fine. But I kind of want to make it in like just guys who really changed the game, like Michael Jordan and Steph Curry. I don't even want to say LeBron. I really just feel like it's Jordan and Curry. Kobe, honestly.
Jordan and who?
And Steph, because Steph made it so that you shoot from 30 to 35 feet out. And if you really peep game, the league has changed. It's not as athletic. There's not as many athletic dudes.
Yeah.
And it's just more shooting. Like shooting is more of a prerequisite now.
Yeah.
Like you could be a first round pick and just be super athletic back in the days and not really that great of a shooter. And you'll be like a top 10 pick.
True.
Those guys now are not top 10 picks anymore. Like those like Latrell Sprewell types coming out of college, like those Harold Miners, Latrell Sprewells, all those athletic shooting guards from the Michael Jordan era, like the Kobe's, the Ray Allens, the just a bunch of guys like they were all over through the 90s and 2000s, like these Ron Harpers was one of those guys from Cleveland, and these athletic Gerald Wilkins, you remember on the Knicks, John Starks, these type of like athletic guys who could shoot a little bit. I'm trying to think of some more guys who were really like that. Jordan ushered in a whole like era of them. Steve Smith was like a crossover between like Magic and Jordan, because Steve Smith could actually run some point, and he was a good Steve Smith's another really underrated player in his career, right? Yo, Steve Smith was nice. And he was nice at Michigan State, too.
Steve Smith?
Did you see Smitty on the NBA TV, Steve Smith? That dude can ball. Could ball. Well, he's a guy, he's on NBA TV.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That dude was nice when he was in the league. He was fucking, like, he was a player, Steve Smith, bro. Like, and you looking back now, he don't talk about it. Steve Smith he was just good, man. Those Miami Heat and Hawks teams he was on, they were in the playoffs. He was losing to Jordan a lot in the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
But Larry Hughes is another one of those athletic guys coming in the league. Those type of guys that came in the league. He's athletic. Look, Boston just hit another 3. Boston is 7 for 7 from 3 in the fourth quarter. They're on fire. They're up 6, bro. Boston's up 6, fam, and they're stealing the ball from Klay Thompson. Wiggins ain't doing nothing with this right now. Draymond for 3, good defense. Get a rebound. Good box out by Derek White. Al Horford running the break now. Here comes Big. Oh, he traveled. They should have called that. He palmed. Al Horford got away with a travel. Oh, Peyton Pritchard, open 3. Oh, he missed.
Almost made it.
Draymond with a rebound. Peyton Pritchard, I thought he was going to, that was going to be one of the dagger shots. Where's Jordan Poole? No Jordan Poole right now for Golden State. Steph, step back 3 off a crossover. No good.
No good.
Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard's giving them a hell of a boost off the bench. And Boston calling timeout up 6 with the ball. This game changed on a dime. It was looking like Golden State was up 15 in the third quarter.
Word.
Wow. Big shout to Boston, bro. What a game for them.
Yeah, they came up.
They're 7 for 8 from 3 in the fourth quarter. They hit the first 7 threes of the quarter.
Facts.
That's how you get back in the game real fast. 7 threes in a row. In like 6-7 minutes. Chew. Al Horford, we seen Peyton Pritchard hitting. Them boys how you hitting. Boston's I noticed that about them. They're a very tight-knit group. And it seems like they got different guys that are ready to step up.
Yeah.
It's just not Jason Tatum all the time. They got guys that can get you. Not every game, but they'll have, this guy will have his game where he bites you bad. Then Derek White will come up and kill you. Then Grant Williams, like game 7 against Milwaukee, he'll kill you one game. Then it'll be Marcus Smart will have a big game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then Horford will have a big game. You don't know who that third guy is always going to be. You'll get Tatum and Brown, but the third guy it rotates for Boston. You don't know who that third guy is that's going to get you on a given night.
True.
It seems like they take turns. You know? That's a sign of a really good team.
That's a sign of a team that trusts each other.
Yeah, like somebody they play the game and then they feel out who's going good right now. And that guy just gets going. And it doesn't, and other guys don't seem to mind to feed that guy. Like right now, it's Uncle Al with a baseline jumper. Uncle Al's feeling it right now. Boston by 8. Uncle Al with a baseline Jimmy. I'm telling you, Al Horford is going to be a problem in these finals, bro, for Golden State. Because Looney can't guard him on the perimeter. That's why I've been saying Al Horford is a big deal in these finals for Boston. If he has a big finals, they can win it. Because Looney cannot guard him on the perimeter. You see, here's Horford, who's playing off. Even Draymond's playing off of him right now. He's playing in the paint. So, and Looney can't guard him. So, they're going to have to play Draymond at the 5 a lot with Horford out there. Draymond's going to have to play the 5.
Just to keep up with the speed.
And then Horford can beat him on the board sometimes. Look at Horford, 23 points tonight. And Derek White's got 21. Told you about these two. Two guys you got to watch on Boston, Horford and Derek White. They need to have big series for them to win this series. And they're both doing their part in game 1. These are the two guys I like against Golden State, the way that they match up.
Yeah.
White and Horford. Because Horford, he's too quick for Looney. And he's too just... Like, Looney don't want to go all the way outside to guard Horford. Because then he's useless defensively when he's too far away from the rim. And Horford can shoot, and he's got a little height on Draymond. So he's a good matchup against Draymond, Horford.
True.
Because he's smart also. He's another IQ guy. And he's got a little height, and he's got a better shot than Green from the outside. So that's why I love Horford in this series. He neutralizes Draymond Green. Horford.
True.
And then now,
because he's a big body too.
And a smart guy, yeah. He also has that eye. He doesn't handle it like Draymond does, but he does a lot of other stuff. He shoots it good too. And he's a good passer. So Horford is a guy they need, and they can't forget about him. Tatum and Brown can't forget about getting Horford going. That's got to be a key point for them. They got to realize, like, yo, we got to have Al going. When Al's going, we're playing good.
Yeah.
Because when Al's in the game and shooting those baseline jumpers and shooting those threes, the big guy's got to come out. And then when the big guy comes out to guard him, then you can drive to the basket. Tatum and Brown can go to the hoop with no big guy there. And that's when they start scoring. So Horford getting shots on the perimeter is huge for Boston because it drags Draymond. See, look, Draymond's cheating right now. But if Horford slips out for three, he can get an open three. They didn't do it on that play. But you see how Draymond is not really guarding Horford outside? He's in the paint. They can make him pay with Uncle shooting the three ball. Because if they set it up the right way just now, just on this play too, how Horford gets a wide open three. Like right now they're playing with 5. They're down 8. And Draymond's Draymond's on smart now. But watch Draymond. You see Draymond cheating. Marcus Smart's all the way by himself in the corner.
Yeah.
Jalen made a small play just now. But look at Horford on the glass. Oh, it could be lights out. It could be lights out. Draymond's cheating too much on defense. Draymond's killing him right now. He's cheating too much on D. He's not guarding nobody. And Boston's being patient. And you seen Uncle Al just now on the boards and kicking it out? Bro, Uncle Al, bro. Getting the offensive rebound and kicking it to the corner. And Draymond's cheating. He's not guarding the corner three. And he's not getting the rebound. So Draymond is playing is bumming out right now.
Word.
Because he didn't do nothing on that play. He didn't guard nobody and he didn't grab the rebound. And Wiggins, it's a wrap. This game's over. The Beantown Seas. Win game 1.
That's crazy.
I had Boston plus 4.5 tonight. I did tell you that. And I didn't switch up when they were down 15. I told you I had Boston plus 4.5. And I was like, oh my God, I lose. When they were down 15. I'm like, fuck. But nope. I'm getting that win. And I bet with my boy Ray, I wonder if Ray Walker will jump in the chat. My boy Ray Walker on Facebook. We bet 100. I took Boston in the series. I think Boston's going to be right there. 2 minutes left, game 7. Right there. And now, shit, they really up 1-0 in Golden State. I did tell someone, I said, Boston's winning one of the first 2 in Golden State. It's going 1-1 back to Boston. I knew that. They match up well against Golden State. They just do. And Tatum's length and Brown's length will bother Klay Thompson and Poole. That's another thing. That's why I really like Boston. I should have really, oh my God. Now Marcus Smart is hitting another 3. And they
Marcus
Smart. And yeah, it's a Golden State getting trashed. And Wardell misses a fucking layup. Crodell might not even, we talking all that shit. See, I jinxed Crodell. I was like, yo, Crodell, and he's chasing Jordan. They're up by 15. He's chasing Jordan. All of a sudden, they just collapsed. That's the Jordan curse. Nobody's chasing Jordan, bro. That's the real truth. You start yelling Michael Jordan's name, somebody's chasing him, that chase stops. They fucking go into quicksand, bro. Real quick. That's how true it is that MJ's the GOAT. You start talking about Crodell and LeBron, they get just stymied. Like the basketball gods start to rain down with thunder on these dudes. You know, they said, "What championship?" Uncle Al's getting look at Uncle Al flexing right now. Uncle Al's in the building in game 1 tonight.
He won it.
Al Horford, Dominicana. Look at Al Horford, Tito's son. Tito Horford's son out here. Uncle Al.
Tito Horford.
Let's go. That's his dad's name. He was a basketball player for Dominican Republic.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, that's ill.
He's from Dominican Republic.
That's why you the GOAT, because you know shit like that.
Yeah. Look at Uncle Al, 25 points tonight. 6 rebounds, 6 3-pointers.
Ill one.
If Uncle Al's shooting that 3-ball like this, it's going to be a long series for Golden State, boy. Because them guys don't want to guard him out there.
True.
As you can see. Draymond don't like guarding on the perimeter. I'm seeing that. He's stuck in the paint. He's leaving shooters open. He's just hoping that you don't find them. Or if things get too clumped up that there's no space. But if you figure out how to get the space and then kick it out, there's shooters open for Boston. I'm noticing that. Boston's just got to be patient and work in and out because they got guys open. They're giving up. Golden State, it's not a fluke that they gave up all these threes in this quarter. They're leaving guys open for 3. Like the Celtics got hit a bunch of open threes. Look, that's an open 3. Late close, but it was still open.
My man Al with the 3.
Okay, Uncle Al open from the range. Look at Looney. Looney's way late on that. Baseline Jimmy. Uncle Al. He's in this zone now. Look at their scoring. Tatum was their 5th leading scorer, bro. Tatum had 12 points. Wow, that is big. Tatum had 12 points tonight, and they smashed Golden State. Horford had 26. Jaylen Brown has 24. Derek White has 21. Marcus Smart has 18. And Tatum has 12. And Boston's up double figures. In Golden State. That is a very good sign for Boston in this series.
Facts.
This is a very, very eye-opening game 1 for a lot of these talking heads that gave Boston no chance in this series. They're going to be eye open tonight. Like I said, this series is going at least 7 games. All right? There was no Warriors in 5. Any of you Warriors in 5 dudes I told y'all before the game, shut that up. You know, Warriors in 5, Warriors. One dude asked me, you think Warriors going to sweep? I was like, hell no.
Nah.
Hell no.
Hell no. That's impossible.
Stop. I think on Facebook, when I did my Facebook post, I put Boston in 9 or Warriors? I put Celtics in 9.
Yeah.
I had Celtics in 9. And I'll see my Facebook post earlier today when I did my hockey and bet. Yeah, like I picked the Celtics to win the series. Like, they're good, man. And I loved Uncle Al in this series too. I'm like, he's playing good in the playoffs, and he's getting close to winning the finals. He's been a great veteran player in this league for a long time. He plays great basketball. He knows how to win. He's an unselfish big man. He could do whatever you need to win a game. He doesn't have to have the shots all the time. He doesn't complain. He just gives you effort game in and game out. He's a true professional. Al Horford. I've always been a fan of his. He's just a pro's pro. And I don't understand why Golden State's not using this guy Bielitsa and Toscano Anderson's. That's that dude you was talking about, right?
Yeah.
They don't even use him, bro. Bielitsa.
Well, they started to.
Yeah, they just put him in the game for the first time. With 15 seconds left.
He's a big body that can shoot.
Yeah, and he can pass too, bro. That dude's nice. They don't even use him. That's why I hope they lose. Steve Kerr. That woke idiot. I'm so happy they lost tonight, though. Steve Kerr's such a woke, clown, bro. Hold that L, Kerr. You got Draymond guarding nobody. What kind of coaching that I see out here? Too many open threes for Boston. Steve Kerr's a bum. And that's what we're doing right now. Steve Kerr is a bum. All right? I mean, you got guys standing around wide open shooting practice tonight. Steve Kerr, get your defensive coaching up a little bit, you little Urkel, you little crybaby. Herb. Steve Kerr, man. Where's the defense at tonight? Boston hit 9 or 10 threes in the fourth quarter. Hit at least 9 threes in the fourth quarter, maybe 10. They just went off on these dudes. Look at Uncle Al. Hold on, let's make a lot of him.
And for me, was just to come out here and just enjoy this moment. You guys were down 12.
They were down 12 going into the fourth quarter and won by 12, bro. That's absurd. That's absurd. How you down 12?
Yo, to be honest, that's kind of
win by
crazy
12?
that Boston did that, bro.
They outscored them by 24 points
Fourth.
in the fourth
On
quarter.
the fourth quarter.
Wow. They smashed Golden State just now in the fourth quarter. Look at Uncle Al. Splash Life.
Crazy.
Uncle Al, and one, counted at one. Oh, shit. Uncle Al had like 50 in the fourth quarter. Al Horford had like 50 in the fourth quarter. Holla at me. They're 8-2 on the road. I was talking about the road before, how good they are on the road. They're 8-2 on the road in the playoffs. That's impressive. You're 8-2 on the road in the playoffs. You're doing pretty good. You're like, that's pretty good. We're doing good. 8-2 on the road. And won big games on the road. Game 7 on the road. Game 6 on the road. Down 3-2 and game 6 on the road they won. Down 2-1, game 4 on the road. 2-2 series, game 5 on the road they won. They won big game. Up 2-0, game 3 on the road in Brooklyn. They ended Miami and Brooklyn in their building. And evaded a closeout game at home on the road too. Like they're having a great playoff, man. And they're not playing, Golden State kind of played some. We were talking about this too, and we're talking about this series. I don't know if I said it on the podcast or whatever. Golden State played against teams that had injuries. The Nuggets were a banged up team. They didn't really, they're missing key guys, Porter and Murray. That's huge for Denver. They're lucky they get. Jokic did amazing just getting them in the playoffs. That's why he won MVP. Like Denver really had no business in the playoffs. Tell me any team in the NBA that's good without their second and third best players that does anything anytime. Those teams don't even make the playoffs. If you're missing your second and third best player the whole season,
tell me what team in the whole league literally needs their 5 more than anybody else besides Philly.
Everybody does. Oh, needs like their starting 5? Everyone.
No, I mean like their 5. Because like Jokic is so important to any team that he'll beat.
Yeah, he made
that like he's like
he got a bunch of stiffs
needed
to the playoffs. He got a bunch of guys that aren't even really starters, like Monte Morris. Jeff Green's definitely not a starter anymore. Who else were they starting? Will Barton's like a 6-man type of dude. He was playing a lot of minutes. Aaron Gordon is a starter level guy. That's the only guy I really had. And he's limited because the guy who can't shoot. So it's all back cuts, and you got to do a lot of stuff to get Aaron Gordon open and efficient. But he took a hodgepodge Denver team and had a good season with them. But they beat them, a banged up Denver team. Then they John Morant missed like 3.5 games.
Yeah.
For Memphis, so that they got lucky with that. And then the Dallas team, who was an underman, kind of an underdog team that kind of got through. No Tim Hardaway Jr. also without him. So, Boston beat Miami. The Nets, who people were picking the Nets to go to the finals. People were picking Milwaukee to go to the finals, and people were picking Miami to go to the finals. Yeah, and they beat all of them. You know what I'm saying? Albeit Middleton was out, which was big. That helped them, but they beat all the teams that were supposed to go to finals in the East. Like Boston, Milwaukee, the Nets, and Miami were the 3 teams that people were picking to go to the finals. And Boston beat all 3 of them. And now they're beating the team, maybe beating the team that everyone's picking to win a championship. Uncle Al. Derek White. Derek White was big in the first half. He was scoring a lot. And Boston, man, Ime Udoka's doing a great job with that team. First-year head coach. Former Spur, former Trailblazer, Ime Udoka doing a great job. Brad Stevens was a great coach, and now he's playing a great GM. Think about it. He got Al Horford back. at the trade deadline. Right. That was huge. Derek White trade was huge. Al Horford getting him back was huge. Daniel Theis got him back in the trade. Great moves by Brad Stevens at the trade deadline, all working out. Horford and White at the trade deadline, that boosted the whole team. And Theis getting those 3 back because Boston's been tremendous since the All-Star break.
True.
Boston's been lights out since the All-Star break. So, big shout out to Brad Stevens as a GM and Udoka coaching. And then Boston, they just play. They have a way about them. Everyone's good defensively on their team, too. They're all good, instinctive defensive players. They don't have any one guy who's like not a good defender on Boston. There's no like weak defender on that whole team. That's another thing that makes them tough. There's nobody you can go at. There's no like guy who's a scorer but not a good defender. Like everyone is a good defender, at least a plus defender. They have some great
tall
defenders.
As shit. They're big as shit.
Yeah, everyone's above average defensively. There's no guy who's like a little bit below average. Like they're all above average at least. A couple of them are elite defenders. Boston's tough. People forget about two-way play. Like a guy like Jaylen Brown. Like, yeah, Jaylen Brown can score. We know, but he's also a great defender. And people don't think about that. Like, that makes him really better than you think he is. They have guys that are better than you think they are because they're great defenders. Like Smart, Brown, Theis. Even Jason Tatum's become a above average defensive player. He's like a very, very good defender, Jason Tatum. So, you know, Al Horford's a good defender too. I mean, there's no like guy that like, okay, we can ISO him or we're gonna get him confused in pick and rolls. Yeah. You can't do that with this team. There's nobody that you can just pick on. They don't have nobody. Like Dallas, you can go at Luka a little bit. He gets mixed up on his pitches. He's not the greatest defender. There's a lot of teams. There's guys like Harden on Philly. No, Westbrook makes errors defensively. There's a lot of guys around that, you know, even you pick a team, there's one or two guys that you can say, okay, we can go with this guy. Boston don't have that. Like the Nets, Kyrie Irving's a guy you want to go at. He's not a horrible defender either, but he's not the tallest guy. You can get buckets on him. Every team has some. You could go through all these playoff teams. You know, you find guys, even Milwaukee. Well, actually, no, Milwaukee's another team. They have mostly good defensive players on that team also.
Yeah, because they long too.
Yeah. Milwaukee's not a team that you could. But Miami, you could go at like a Duncan Robinson or a Hero sometimes.
But they're strong too, but they're not like as big.
No. Yeah, and Duncan Robinson's a little slow for the Kyle Lowry's a little small. You could go with him, you know. So all these teams, even PJ Tucker's slow now. PJ Tucker's a great defender. He looked slow and terrible on. PJ Tucker looked totally washed up in the playoffs. The whole playoffs guys were scoring all over him. He's another guy. Like you can go at him now. He's slow. He's just too slow now. PJ Tucker to stay with guys. But yeah, you can go throughout the playoffs and find guys on all these teams. Like Memphis, Ja Morant struggled on defense. He was the guy teams were going at. On Phoenix, it turned out to be Chris Paul because his lack of size, guys were scoring on him. They were taking Chris Paul down in the box. He's too small. And scoring on him. You know? So that's every team had like the guy where you like, oh shit. This is the guy we're going to go at right now and isolate this dude. And it sucked that it was Chris Paul in the Dallas series. Like Jalen Brunson was posting up Chris Paul and scoring on him. And everyone was like, oh, my God, what's going on with Chris Paul? Not only is he offensively, he's terrible. He's getting destroyed defensively.
Yeah, but these are big dudes. Like, these are hybrid dudes.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen's a little dude, and he was scoring on him. That's why people were like, oh, my God, what's going on with Chris Paul? Like, this is crazy. Because you know Luka can score on him. Because Luka takes those little guys into the fucking blender.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Patrick Beverleys and the Pauls who are good, pesky little defenders, they can't do nothing with Luka because his handle's too good and his body's too big. You know what I'm saying? There's no angle. Luka kills those dudes. Not everyone can kill a guy like Chris Paul because they don't have the game. Fucking Luka
That nigga got all the game.
Yeah, he was eating. Even Jay Crowder, he was eating him alive. Jay Crowder's a good defender. And Bridges, he was getting eaten up too. So it was crazy. But in this series, and Golden State, like right now, teams go at Curry too. Curry's a guy teams go. They're smallish, never been the greatest defender. You go at him. You can also kind of go at. He used to be a great defender. Now he's a little bit, because of the injuries. Clay is not as good of a defender as he was like 3-4 years ago. I've seen him getting a little exploited in these playoffs too. Because I don't really feel like Clay can guard Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
Nah, he can't.
That's a problem, right? Yeah, because a lot of times Clay is going to have to guard
because
one of those guys.
They're quick, big.
Yeah, they're longer than him and faster.
Make a move, yeah.
They're faster than him and longer than him. That's a problem. Both of those guys are. You know what I'm saying? They're longer and faster. When somebody's taller, longer than you, and faster than you, it's tough to guard that guy. And that goes anywhere on any basketball court. If a guy's taller and longer than you and quicker than you and faster than you, you're going to have problems guarding that dude. You know what I'm saying? And those guys can shoot, Tatum and Brown. So that makes it a real problem. Because there's no like, okay, well, I could just let him shoot. Can't do that. Can't do that with those two. So, yeah. This first game opened my eyes. It's going to be hard for me not to bet Boston all the games. I'm ready to bet Boston game 2. Like, I know the odds maker is going to come back with the whole Golden State favorite.
Yeah, but they playing in Boston.
No, next game's in Golden State still. Okay. And the Golden State's going to be the favorite because they're at home. And it's Golden State, and they're going to be like, well, Golden State's got to tie it up at 1-1. That's how the bookie looks at it. And people look at it like, Golden State has to win this game at home to tie it at 1-1. I'm taking Boston again in game 2. And the points. 3.5, whatever it's going to be. 4, 3.5, I expect it to be. 3.5. I'm taking Boston again. And I might take a money line again.
So basically, you expect Boston to get the chip.
I love Boston on the road. Now, game 3 is different because I expect in game 3, whether it's 1-1 or maybe 2-0 Boston, who knows? But game 3 back in Boston, Boston will be a slight favorite. So depending what I see in game 2, I might pick Golden State. Like if it's 2-0 Boston, right? Going back to Boston.
Yeah.
Right? So say it's 2-0 Boston going back to game 3 in Boston. Boston will be a favorite. 3.5 points. I might take Golden State in a situation like that. Down 2-0 in Boston, I might take Golden State game 3 on the road. I'd be like, there's no way to go down 3-0. So I'll be like, fuck it, they got to win on the road.
Yeah.
And I would love that to happen. I want to take Boston game 2. They win game 2 on the road. Then you're going to get points with Golden State on the road in game 3 in a desperate situation. I'm taking Golden State in game 3 on the road, if that happens. And we'll go from there. No, it's going to be tough, though, if Golden State wins game 2, right? Then game 3, it's 1-1, right? Going back to Boston, game 3, who do you bet? Boston, slight favorite. That's going to be a tough bet. Now, that's a bet. 1-1 game 3 in Boston. That's going to be hard for me to figure out who I'm going to bet. I'm going to go back and forth and be like, Boston at home. I don't know, Golden State. I'm going to have to see how game 2 plays out. If Golden State can make some adjustments. They're going to have to make some adjustments because they're leaving shooters wide open. And Boston seems like they figured out how to find these guys.
Right.
And like this open shooting, like Golden State don't want to do that. Because they'll shoot you can't just, like Draymond's got to figure out something else. I didn't like what I seen with Draymond in the fourth quarter. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't guarding nobody. He wasn't doing shit. He was useless.
I don't know if he was like tired or he just seen that the game was over.
Or Boston started to notice his tendency when he's at the 5. See, that's why I love Al Horford in this series. Al Horford makes decisions. Al Horford's forcing Draymond to make a decision. What are you going to do? You're going to come out here and guard me? Or you're going to still protect this paint?
True.
Better come out here and guard me. So now, Draymond's got to think like, I can't just let these guys, these weak side guys shoot open threes all night. We can't do it. We're pros, man. They knock that shit down. NBA players, they will knock that shit down. Al Horford, you giving him a chance to win his first chip. A guy who's a consummate pro. He's ready for the moment. Al Horford. He is ready for this moment. Draymond better pick up on that. Al Horford's no fluke. I don't know what he thinks, but you better. Al Horford will dagger this team with Draymond to death in this series if he don't wake his ass up. Man, they're gonna give it to him, bro.
Yeah.
Draymond better let these other guys play one-on-one defense.
Because these boys is ready to come.
Boston's a tough team.
They're
man.
not playing with y'all at all.
Not at all. They're not scared of you. They didn't none of that. They were down 12 and then were like, yo, we could still win this game. Because they came back and won. So they felt like they could still win the game. Down 12.
And I ain't gonna front because I thought they was gonna lose.
I thought they were done.
Word.
I thought they were done. I was like, oh,
so that's big.
Another game where a team falls behind Golden State on the road in the playoffs and they're done. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh yeah, they're done. And they didn't feel like they were done. They came roaring back. So when you see a team do that, it's because they feel like they're not out of it. That's big for Boston. That means that they feel good. They feel comfortable playing this team. Now I really like Boston to win this series.
Yeah.
I might be
Shout
talking Boston in 6. Ooh, Boston in
Hot
6.
take.
Boston
Hot
in
take.
6. Uncle Al.
That's a hot take.
Hot. Boston
Comment, like.
Boston.
Tell us about that. Boston is 6.
Talk
if you
about
agree,
it.
disagree,
Uncle
holla at
Al.
us. Word.
Marcus Smart. Jason
Facts.
Tatum. Them boys.
Yeah. Yo, we about to sign out.
Yeah, we about to sign out.
This
I
is
gotta go sleep.
episode 18.
Love y'all.
Critical Thoughts.
Catch us on the motherfucking
Shout out to the Facebook Live fam.
Live, YouTube.
Shout out to the YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Please.
And
hit that
rate-
notification bell too.
I'm gonna hit waves for y'all. Rangers game 2 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see you, Deepak,
Friday.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Got my man Mike Millman out here.
Shout out to
D.
them
Ross, Big Hector. Shout out to all y'all. Peace. Tommy.
Yo, we got my man Adam Neal here.
Yeah.
Rilla Crow. Critical Thoughts.
We got the flute game behind
Podcast.
us.
Yeah, man.
The boy Al Horford. Al Horford. How about Al Horford chasing MJ right now?
All right, you need to relax. Episode 19, we're going to be live. We're going to be hitting y'all. Hit us up.
Peace.